Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. AM Wake Up Show, Radio Boss Hard Body Kiati. Man, had to get up today and deal with the devil, y'all. Sometimes you got to get up and deal with the devil. I tell you, man, but we still here. All is well. Everything is good. We're going to go live on the IG. At them boys. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. What up, Tiff? Set this one up. What up, though? What up, y'all? Good morning, y'all. Good morning. 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 AM Wake Up Show. We in this thing.
Waking up in the morning. The AM Wake Up Show with Kiati. The livest show on the internet. Entertainment, interviews, family views, and news you can use.
Man, good morning, y'all. Good morning, boy. You ever had to wake up and deal with the devil, man? Sometimes you got to wake up and get right on the devil ass. Just wake up first thing and just get busy. Just wake up. Just, hey, you know what it is? We on you this morning. You know what I'm saying? We had to get up this morning and deal with one or two things. But man, everything is good. Thank God for knowing how to take care of business the right way. Because sometimes people will play with you. Sometimes people will try you, man. That's why you got to be about your business. And you got to be prepared to take care of business. So, man, one time for all the day ones tuning in this morning. We appreciate y'all, man. Shout out everybody that already ordered their t-shirt, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Real talk. I want to give it up to y'all. The Culture Not For Sale tee available online right now. Almost sold out. I know we said we was gonna put it up at 3:00 yesterday, but the devil was busy yesterday too, y'all. The devil was busy yesterday too, y'all. So man, we definitely made that thing work. All right, there we go. IG, how y'all doing, man? Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Sleazy Dre, be nice this morning, man. He said 97.9 ain't nothing without you. Nah, they still on. They still there. They still there. Hey, man, you know what? I always tell people, man, you know, the funniest thing about it is, man, life keeps going. I know a lot of time people like to make things about them, but man, if you leave, it's somebody else that's waiting for that opportunity, man. I never in life had an ego like things stop without me. You know, and sometimes people really will feel like that. Really, really will feel like, man, it's about me, it's about this, it's about, and it don't be. It's not. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's just about while I was on that platform, did I do enough for real people to rock with me no matter what? You know what I'm saying? And so for me, my thing is I feel like I did that. I feel like, you know, we did what we needed to do to build real connection with people like you, brother. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate you. All the encouragement and support I really was appreciative of. Now, do we understand that let's not talk about radio for a minute, right? Let's talk about recipes. Do we understand that if you have a favorite recipe and you take away a main ingredient, does that change the taste of your favorite recipe? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, do we understand that the flavor is different? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But man, sometimes you gotta when people run out, they're gonna still try to put that recipe out there, but you just gotta remember, you know, like, nah, it's missing something. Let me go get this ingredient that I'm missing. You know what I'm saying? So for that, we appreciate you, brother. You know what I'm saying? We definitely understand that part of it. So Man, yeah, man. We got up this morning, man. The devil was busy, but boy, he don't know my shoulder roll game is impeccable, man. I take licks and we bob, weave, all that. We kept on going, man. Welcome to the show this morning. The legendary. Brother
What's
Roy.
going on?
What's going on now?
You got it, man. How you doing? What? I thought it was relationship. What was the intro?
No. I was waiting for you to get on, man. You and
Relationship goals. Need relationship advice? Yeah, man.
Do it now.
Real relationship goals with Kiati and Brother Royce F. Robinson.
Brother Royce.
What's up?
Man, you looking chipper this morning, brother. What do you got planned on your day today, brother?
Man, look here, brother. We got things to do. We got shots to take. What's up? Good morning, Joanna. How y'all doing? Good morning,
Brother Roy, you a part of Shot Gang. I forgot.
I get my shot on this morning, man. We get shot number 2 today. We're not playing with it. We get shot number 2 today to make sure, man, that we're gonna be safe out there in them streets when we're rolling. So me and the wife, we go get our second dose of that vaccine today.
Man, listen. You one of the people that made me change how I look at the vaccine.
All right.
Have I taken the vaccine?
Yeah,
no, sir. I haven't taken the vaccine, right? No, sir. But being honest.
Yeah.
Here we go. But being honest, I do understand now that one of the largest groups of people that have been affected by COVID-19 has been African Americans, right?
Oh, you think? Yeah.
And so the thing that I look at is, again, we can't let them trick us, right? Now, look, a lot of time we always complain about things like, man, these people doing this, these people doing that, these people doing this, that, right? And so we will ignore because this is not something that everybody has access above a certain age. And I think they will be adding the lowering the age limit this week to people who are 18 and up. Then everyone will be available to go get the shot, right? So when you look at the disparity in our communities, and it's just like, dang, here we go again. Now they trick us because now it's black people like, man, we ain't taking that jump. And you're still susceptible to this virus to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's just, again, not letting them trick you out of your blessing. You know, a lot of times you be like, man, I ain't doing this because of this, that, these theories. And then you have everybody else in the world taking care of business. And then us again, out of the stereotypical, the man is against us protocol that is automatically installed in our brains. Yeah, I ain't doing that jump. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't think I'm rushing to go take it, brother. I'm gonna be honest because I love you. I don't think I'm rushing to go take this shot, but I do understand that, man, there are people who are around people with autoimmune deficiencies, people who are around people with pre-existing conditions. And again, it's about protecting your family. And if that's what you need to do to protect your family, I will be the first person to tell you, man, hey, go take care of your business, man. Go take care of your family. Be sure you get out there, go get vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's some the hesitancy on the African-American community has some validity. But I would have to say it's probably not enough to keep us from doing it. I mean, we have the well-known, well-documented, factual, actual Tuskegee experiment that where the United States gave African-American males syphilis on purpose, you know, and use us as lab rats. That's an actual thing. And right. So, but so much, there's so many protocols that you got to follow now and things like that. So we may have some anxiety over something that's probably not as justified as it would have been 20, 30 years ago. Now everybody's taking it. Back then, it was only being given to a certain demographic of people. Now it's being given to everybody. So, is that a justifiable, anxiety to have? And so,
Right.
that's not only that. I mean, this COVID has been hindering us from being able to experience life as we knew it, not as we know it, but as we knew it. And so, we found it best, man, to go on and get ours. Plus, we have people in our family that have autoimmune deficiencies, people in our family that have underlying conditions. All of us probably have some of that. But, we did it for the family as well as for us. If I'm going to go around, my elderly family members, I need to make sure I'm protecting them by making sure that I'm not infected and that I've taken my vaccination. So that's kind of the way we looked at it. I'd like to know who all watching has already taken theirs. I saw a few people, say that they've already taken it. I see y'all out there at the spots, crowded up all around each other. I'll be checking you out. Prospect. Yeah. I'll just call the first name because they're not endorsing the show. But y'all at that Prospect place, crowded.
Hey, yeah.
At that turkey spot, they don't get a phone name until they endorse.
We in the meeting yesterday, and out of all the people to call me out in the meeting, Brother Roy say, "Oh yeah, we saw you with the baby."
Yeah.
Oh, man. Whose team is you on there? Passed over there, the baby.
Yeah. All out there.
He saw Mika on Sunday and said, "Oh, we living." She was like, "What you talking about?" He was like, "Oh, we see Instagram stories. We check."
Come to church all masked up like you've been doing it all day and all week. All masked up. You fronting. We see you.
We done turned Brother Royce on to the game. Brother Royce checking stories. Let me get on Twitter.
I got my eye on you. Yeah.
Just go out here and I say, okay, let me find out. Brother Royce is hip. I say, man, that is nothing to play with. Brother Royce,
yep.
I don't want to get on here and talk about nobody, but man, let me tell you something. It is some real life relationship peril out here in the world, man. They got these my wife talking about block.
Too late, Shamika.
Screen record. Man, they got real life people going through some stuff this morning, right? So look, this is what I really want to say. For us, right? Anytime you see people going through things in relationships, it's never smart for you to point out other people's deficiencies because one day you might be the person having a deficiency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, apparently it's a lot of relationship stuff going on out here, Brother Royce, that is putting people in bad positions. You know what I'm saying? I want to ask you a question.
All right, talk.
And this is a real question, Brother Royce. I don't want to get nobody in no trouble. I just want to ask you a real relationship question this morning. When it comes to cheating, right?
Okay.
As far as like people in committed relationships stepping outside of their relationships to get needs met for whatever reason that they do it, if there was a percentage, right, of cheating, right? Let's base this on the average of people that may come see you for advice, right?
Okay.
What percentage does cheating come in when it comes to people in relationship problems? If you had to guesstimate.
What percentage? Here's the best way to answer that. Probably on a guesstimated, the number of people that come to us that is coming because of some form of infidelity. And infidelity can be in multiple ways. It can be not just physical.
Right.
You can be emotionally
Ooh,
tied to somebody.
that's the worst one. That's the worst one. Y'all see what happened? That's the devil. Y'all see how the Wi-Fi was set up right there? We will not let Brother Royce have the Teddy Riley Wi-Fi. We will not do that.
Not this morning.
No, Teddy Riley. Come on. Welcome back.
Not this morning. We're not doing that this morning.
Come on back.
Yeah. You saw how that was. We was just about to give out some valuable information.
We was going to give him the game, and the devil said, Wi-Fi, come here. Okay.
So I'm hesitant to give a certain number because I know people watch this and they may take this as factual. So I won't give understand this is not a factual number because we haven't sat down and put pen to paper. But
right, this is just a
guesstimate. They call it guesstimate. I would say, man, probably about 40% come to us for that. Yeah, come to us for that. It's not as much as you would think, but it is there, and it's there too much. It's kind of like one of the COVID people, people who have died from COVID. One is too many. You know how they get on the news and say that.
Right.
But yeah, I would say about that, man.
Man, and the only reason why I say that is because a lot of time, and I was finna get into it, and then your Wi-Fi got on the Teddy Riley. I don't know what happened to the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi just listen. The emotional part. What depending on how you're set up, the emotional part is really. It may be more hurtful than the physical part in a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? Because the emotional stepping out or infidelity means I've really invested time, mental space. You know what I'm saying? Like the coldest part is whenever somebody feel a certain way about somebody. It's like, well, I just can't go without talking to them every day.
Sure. Yeah.
It's just how they make me feel. You be like, what? What about how I make you feel? He just makes me feel.
Yeah.
You don't listen. Shanquisha, you don't listen.
You don't listen. Yeah.
She hears me. You be like, what? Wait a
minute. Rufus, you don't listen to me. You don't hear me, Rufus. Yeah. Cleophas. No, man, that's real. Listen. The reason why emotional attachment is so detrimental is because you don't need the physical body there in order for you to, for still be playing in your psyche, in your soul, in your spirit. You going off, everything is internal. And because it's internal, it's harder to gauge whether or not a person is still there. It's harder to gauge whether or not your wife is still dealing with that thing because it's emotional. And so you get to pack it around. You get to take it to the mall. You get to take it to church. You get to, did you hear what I said? You get to take that thing to church.
Not sit in church with the emotion button on. No.
Yes, sir. Emotions can be camouflaged. Emotions can be, you can put makeup on emotions. You can dress emotions up and it not look like a certain thing. And so therefore it's harder for you to deal with. It's harder for you to get rid of, and it's harder for you to for somebody to hold you accountable to it because it's more emotional. And so that can be dangerous.
That's hard. I do feel like, a lot of times that's why root causes are important. Whenever you ask about the root cause of something, it really kind of helps you fix the outcome. If your car is running slow and you say, oh man, well, I just need to put some gas in it, right? I put the wrong kind of gas in it. Yeah, but if you need to change your filtration system of your fuel pump injector is gone out. You know what I'm saying? You blaming it on gas, but the root cause of your car messing up is not the gas, it's your fuel pumps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why them root causes be important, man. You be like, well, why did you do this? Man, physically, I asked her for this and she gave me that. I didn't want corn dogs. She gave me, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of go like, okay, cool. Sometimes I feel like physical, you can address physical immediately. Like physical is like, and I've never sat in one counseling session before I say this. Never. Before I say this, I just want to preempt. I've never sat in any real counseling sessions. I just want to say that. But I feel like when you say stuff like, oh man, I love her, but man, I love him, but Brother Royce, he fat. His stomach get in the way, Brother Royce. I don't know what's wrong with him, Brother Royce. When I met him, he wasn't like that. When I met him, he was a 1. Now he's a 10, Brother Royce. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Stuff like that. Well, baby, let's go work out together. Okay, cool. Now, little things like that, emotionally, it's just how he touches me.
Yeah.
Come in, brother, smelling like Bath and Body Works. Her cocoa butter baby oil combination is impeccable.
So watch this, Kiati. We talk about physical and we talk about emotional.
Right.
The physical is the gas itself. Is the gas itself.
Okay.
That's the physical.
Okay.
That's the physical tie. But when the gas has run through the system.
Okay.
When the gas has run through the system, did you hear what I said? It done got all in the transmission. It done got all in the engine. It done run through all of that. Now it's emotional. And watch this. When you get bad gas, your car starts sputtering because it's now starting to have convulsions and it's emotional now. It's the tie. So that's why emotional is so critical. Had you just dealt with the bad physical gas, you could have been like, I'm good. I'm done with that. But no, you let it run through your system. And when it run through your system, it got in all of your parts. It got in all your parts.
Come on, it ain't got in all the parts. Don't let it get in all the parts.com. It ain't got in all the parts.com.
All the parts. And that's because you let it hang around too long. Now you can get rid of it immediately. You can get rid of it immediately, but you got to cipher it out. You got to take it out. You got to cipher it out. If you try to let it run its course and run through the system, then they can jack up stuff. And you'll have more problems. You'll have more problems. It'll create more problems because you let it get emotional and run all through your system. And now not only are you drinking, but you're smoking because he won't come back to you. And she got, now you're giving her all your check. You don't know what to do now. Stimulus
out the window.
Now you're treating her like, some of y'all ain't gonna recognize this analogy, but now she like Sunshine from that was the Eddie Murphy movie, Harlem Nights, when the cop hey, y'all don't hear me.
That's at Harlem Nights. That's it.
My man picked up that cell phone. He was like, "Hey, where your mama?
Put your mama on the phone.
Put your mama on the phone. Hey, look here. I ain't coming home." Woo! Yes, sir. We didn't come to play today.
And Rotary dial his house and say, "Put your mama on the phone."
Put your mama on the phone.
Did this one. Anytime you got a dial like that and let it come all the way back around.
Yes, sir. You could have changed your mind while it was doing this, and you didn't. You had time to change your mind.
I'm never coming home. It's over.
Yeah. So for y'all out there who thinking it's just something that you're doing and you'll get over it. Be careful, because if it get in your system, if it get in your spirit, if it get in your soul, then you start you start having convulsions and sputtering, and
Lord, listen. Some of y'all got time to stop right now. Beast Stu say, don't you take your side piece to church with you. Don't you do that. Back up. You sitting right next to Lou. Right next to baby, side piece all up in you. Don't be that person. Don't be the side piece all up in you.
Don't be no. Hey, watch this, Kiati. Watch this. And the reason why you stopped for the gas in the first place, because it was cheaper.
Brother Royce, we've limited your time on the show this morning. We appreciate you for stopping by. Y'all give it up for Brother Royce. That's enough for today, Brother Royce. BJ.
Man, we were just getting started. Golly.
Yeah, Brother Royce.
I got 5 more minutes. I'm listening for the wife, Kiata. I know I gotta run, but she ain't came through yet. So give me 5 more minutes.
The devil gonna be mad at you. You're gonna have gas problems on the way to work this morning, on the way to go get your shot. I'm trying to stop you while you're ahead now, Brother Royce.
Oh God. Well, I tell you what, I hope we get a chance to resume this conversation at a later date, because I think some people got some blessings this morning.
I do believe that.
I think they got some.
I think for us this morning, man, I definitely wanted to just, take a minute to get out here and just kind of refocus, y'all. March is about me, and I know March is coming to an end, but March is, what can I do better? What can I do that strengthens my personal relationship with the wife, with the kids, with my friends, my family? What can I do? You know what I'm saying? Women Crush Wednesday today. What can I do? Guys, B Stu, my brother, just had a baby. What can you do to make it easier for baby today whenever you get off of work? What can we do? Who else on here? Shedrick. Let me call some brothers out this morning. Let me call some brothers out. Shedrick, what can you do, brother? What can we do? Come on now. Wait a minute. Guys, don't stop commenting now, because now they don't want to get that call out. I'm scrolling back up. I'm hunting. Shout out my brother AD Hatton. Good morning.
Right on.
What can we do, man?
Man, the brothers bailed out. They left.
Boys got cool. Boys
like, quiet.
Boys like, you. Radioactive Podcast, got you. Boys was like,
boys like A+ J Real. All right. A+ J Real.
Shout out my boy A+ J Real. Shit talking about,
what's up? Good morning.
Shit talking about, I'm on the phone. Nah, fool, you heard me. He say, if you can you can hear. What can we do to make it easier? How do we work on Jay Slate? Good morning, brother. What can we do, man? What can we do? We gonna take up a church offering for Brother Royce Wi-Fi. That's one. We back.
Man, they doing that, don't they?
That's the devil. I told you. You start talking about them relationships, your Wi-Fi gonna get sacrificed.
Hey. Well, I'm so glad we paid real.
Man, let's go. Listen, what we doing, man? What can we do? What can we do to work on us, brothers? And again, this might not be the public answer, but just internally, we got to ask ourselves, what can we do? I'm finna go downstairs. I'm gonna help the wife out today. Not like I don't help her out every day, but man, we got the highs to ourselves. I'm finna go down here and get my cleanup on real quick. We got to package up these orders. Big shout out to everybody that got their order on. It's on the way.
I like it. Well, man,
what can we do to make life easier? What you doing for Sister Josette today, Brother Royce?
Ooh, let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask her to give me her wish list for the day. Give me a wish list item.
Come on, wish
Give me a
list.
wish list. I'm gonna ask you. Matter of
Come
fact,
on,
Joe,
Brother Royce.
I know she's watching the show. I know she's listening in. Here's what I'm gonna do. Give me a wish list item. I gotta clean the car. That's one thing I gotta do. I gotta wash that car. She told me to wash it last week, and you know,
It
I
look
just
like it might
figured-
rain. You might want to watch it today. It look like it's a little cloudy outside.
well, old school players wash in the garage too.
What?
Y'all ain't ready. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Some of that went over y'all head. Some that went over some of y'all head.
Sunshine.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, when you live with sunshine, when you live with your sunshine,
I'm trying to tell you. Live
yes,
with
sir.
that boom. All
That's
right.
right. So I'm gonna ask her, babe. She's listening. Josette, you get to give me a wish list item today. What do you wish I would do for you? And I'll try to make that wish come true. That's what I'm gonna do. That way I know it's the right.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. That's not bad. The wish list.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The wish list. Y'all, we might have to do wish list Wednesday now.
Wish list.
Ooh, we just whipped it up. We just whipped it up. Wish list Wednesday. Ooh, that just happened.
I think the game did change. Y'all are part of history. Y'all witnessed it live. It just came in. It just came in.
Anytime I talk like this, y'all know we just did something big. Oh my God.
Ow!
Wish list Wednesday.
Wish list Wednesday. Born May 20, born March 24th.
Oh, wish list Wednesday. Listen, Brother Russ, I'm finna add a degree of difficulty.
Okay.
Now, here goes the rules for wish list Wednesday. First and foremost, it goes both ways. Guys, you get to add to one wish in there as well. Now, listen, we about the two-way streets and communication. Now, guys, wish list Wednesday. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, you have got to know your husband, know your wife, you know. So I'm not even gonna don't say nothing crazy or throw it off, because you know your husband and you know your wife. But the only rules are you've got to make a real effort as long as the wish is reasonable. You've got to make a real effort. Somebody say, hey man, I need that whole 1,400. That might not be, that ain't what we try. Listen, those aren't the type of wishes, because some of y'all are trying. You heard Brother Royce and Kiati now. They said wish list. I wish I had $1,400.
Yeah.
No. Wish list Wednesday, Brother Royce.
There we go. It is so written. It's so written. Yes.
Ooh, come on, tap in. Wait a minute. There you go. There you go.
What is happening? Did we just turn into love? What is this?
It kicked in for real. When you watch the show with your other, that they can implement it right now.
Okay.
Implement it right now.
Okay. All right.
Come
Thank
on.
you. So Alicia and Shedrick are one. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, they together. They're an item. She said, why you put me out like that? Alicia Samples, you're being an example, and we're highlighting that. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
Good thing. All right, brother. Clock on the wall say that's all. I got to go get this shot.
Brother Royce, we appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Y'all stay out them turkey places and them prospect places and all them places without your mask on. Do it right, mask up, be safe, and take care of your loved ones. If you don't want to take care of you, do it for the people you love. Do it for the people you love. And y'all tell Kiara to get his shot. Quit tripping. Tell that boy to get his shot. He all out there DJing with the baby and all of that. Baby ain't have on no mask.
Your signal is breaking up, Brother Royce. It's I don't know where Brother Royce went this morning, y'all. Lord bless him. Lord bless my brother. Ooh. Boy, that signal got itchy at the end. Little eczema on that signal. Yeah. Radioactive Podcast said, "Hey man, what can she ask that you won't do? You are absolute that." That is the question. That is definitely the question. No, that wasn't his Wi-Fi that time, James. That was me, brother. He had to get up out of here. He had to go. He had to go. Man, check this out. As always, it's things going on today. I definitely 10 o'clock. I'm jumping on with TSU. One time for TSU. Shall we see what's going on in the news today?
Ghost News. It's the news you can use on the AM Wake Up Show.
All right, man. We're going to give y'all the news you can use. Go kind of fast. Okay. Yesterday, the 15th and final juror was chosen in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer charged with murder and manslaughter in the death of George Floyd last May. 12 jurors were chosen along with 2 alternates and 1 extra juror in case it's needed. Opening statements are set for next Monday. And if all of the 14 jurors are still available to serve, the 15th will be dismissed. So definitely keeping our eyes on that case. Let me ask y'all a question real quick. Do y'all think they're going to charge this brother in the death of George Floyd? And do you think that if you do say they're charging him, do you think he's only being charged because of the amount of media coverage George Floyd has gotten since his death? Do you feel like they really gonna do the right thing here? All right, Miss J say no. Street Combo Big James say not at all. Hound Clark Zay say no. Even Steele? Tina say nope, I don't think so. Steele? Yeah. If they don't do right, after all this coverage, y'all still don't think that these people are going to get in the courtroom and the right verdict is going to come out? That's crazy. Zach say he gonna get charged, but it's gonna be a light sentence. Tiffany say, no, I'm not sold. Marla say no. Baby say sad to say it, but no. J Real say society. Roseanne say no. Shedrick say the whole world looking at them. They gonna get it right, I think. B Stu say, I hope they do the right thing. Gonna continue to pray about it. Audra say they don't care about George Floyd the way we do. Aisha say he might be the example. Reese say mistrial. Mistrial. Man, no. I'm telling y'all now, man. If they do a mistrial on this case, I really wouldn't even know. If y'all think people was tearing the country up, right? I think that honestly, these jurors have to understand the pressure for them to do the right thing. It's no way these jurors get in there and be on some like whatever type stuff. I can't see that. I can't see that. Baby said that didn't make Trump pay for anything he's done. With him being the president, he held certain immunities that I don't think regular normal people would have. We definitely want to keep our eye on this one. I just think that, man, if they don't get this situation right, I feel like it's almost gonna set. There's a certain thing like, like a moral victory. Like sometimes you want things to be right just because it's the right thing. And this feel like one of those things that, man, if they don't get this right morally, I feel like our country gonna be in a worse place than we already are. There's already a high level of distrust amongst government and regular people, or us regular people trusting our government. This vaccine is proof of that. Like, I don't think now, even with the best of evidence, certain people are just getting the vaccine because now it's the quote unquote kind thing to do. You're doing it to protect your family. You're doing it to protect your, you know what I'm saying? But when it first came out, the tone and temperature was like, man, I don't trust the government. I'm not taking that junk because they said, like, that was where we were at with it, right? Boys was like, nah, I ain't doing it. We don't trust these fools like that, right? And the government know you don't trust them because who do they have taking the shots first? Your elected officials. They trying to get celebrities to take the shot, and hey, they know you don't trust them. So, man, if they don't get this junk right, morally, man, I feel like as a country, we're going to go backwards. Even though, had the elected officials in place done their job way earlier, I don't think it'll be at this point right now either. You know what I'm saying? On the cool. Who remembers the story last year where a young lady at SFA, her classmates, her roommates set her up and they did like a police raid, and they made it like the girl was I don't know, I don't remember if they made it like the girl was gonna hurt herself or do something. And they ended up doing like a police raid and ran up in the room, and the girl was asleep and she was traumatized because of that. The girl was from Houston. Well, she ended up suing SFA and her former roommates for false police raid on her dorm room. Her name was Christine Evans. And I remember hearing about the call. The officer found her asleep in her room whenever they kicked it in. 6 students were accused of making the hoax call, but none of them were charged with a crime. So now she is suing the students and the school for violating her civil rights. See, that's the way it's supposed to go. And I say that because if you feel like somebody's done something wrong, first you go through the legal, try to see if they're gonna press charges. Then you go to the civil suit or whatever the case may be. She felt like she was done wrong, and I hope that she gets the outcome that she's looking for in this case, man, because people are dirty. So I said that to say, she felt like she was done wrong. They tried to press charges. Whenever the charges didn't go the way it should, then she went about civil restitution. So this morning, I get up and I did some homework and research yesterday. They filed 2 more lawsuits against Deshaun Watson in this quote unquote serial predator case that they're trying to build up against the brother. Attorney Tony Busby is the guy that's over the lawsuit for these victims. And all of these lawsuits allegedly involve masseuses. In one of the lawsuits filed, a woman said that he was a serial predator. She said that he assaulted and harassed a plaintiff by exposing himself to her and touching her with his penis. This incident allegedly took place in California. The traveling massage therapist alleges that when she arrived to the address he gave her, he led her to a room and locked the doors behind him. After he allegedly forced the plaintiff's hand onto his penis during the massage, and he allegedly told her, "I will not have you sign an NDA, but don't ever talk about this." The plaintiff also alleges that Watson reached out on Instagram and acted as if nothing happened. Okay, here we go. Before I give y'all Deshaun's response, I want to kind of put things in perspective real quick. Tony Busby has done this before. There was a case with a billionaire, and it was 10 young boys that said this billionaire was inappropriate with them. They didn't press charges, but they went the civil route and ended up getting an undisclosed amount of money outside of the legal system. And for them to do it, Tony Busby ran an ad in the newspaper that said these 10 boys were done wrong by such and such. If there are any more young victims, we need you to come out now. And, basically that's how they got the billionaire to settle out of court for an undisclosed sum of money. So this tactic is not anything new for Tony Busby. For a lot of high profile people, especially people with a lot of money, to them sometimes it's just easier to pay, and that way you pay people legally. They can't ever go public because they've been settled, and the problem, quote unquote, goes away. Deshaun Watson's attorney is Rusty Hardin. Rusty kind of is good at this too. Rusty Hardin is getting almost all of his celebrity clients have gotten off. Even down to remember when Adrian Peterson whooped his kids and they were trying to get him in trouble, and he ended up doing a no contest, no jail time, no nothing like that. Roger Clemens, Rusty Hardin got him off. A lot of high profile athletes go to Rusty Hardin because he's good at what he does. Deshaun Watson's attorney, Coach Rusty Hardin, says that not only is he innocent, he says he has evidence proving that one of the claims that he sexually assaulted a masseuse isn't true, but was actually consensual. Hardin says a massage therapist also demanded $30,000 for her silence. He also criticized fellow attorney Tony Busby of failing to reveal the identities of more than a dozen other masseuses to make it harder to investigate their claims. So, what he's saying is, Tony, you being dirty by anonymously trying to bring the lawsuit because it makes it harder for them to go fact check. So again, what he's saying is that, hey man, bro over here being dirty. He's trying to keep these people anonymous and just put Jane Doe, because when I give you a name, now we can go and do our homework and research to find out, is this true or is this not true? There is a quiet consensus of people that believe like this is a smear campaign from the Texans. There are people who believe that for them, it is an effort to say, Deshaun, if you think you can come and get these millions and millions and millions of dollars from us and then leave us, it's not going like that. A lot of there's a belief also that other NFL owners are watching how this is going, because again, they feel like if he leave, then it will set precedent for other superstar players who get this exorbitant amount of money that they ask these people for. They ask these people for dumb amounts of money. Mike, good morning, brother. Dumb amounts of money. And if y'all let this boy, because that's how they look at these players. If y'all let this boy get this money and leave, for lack of a better term, it's gonna mess up the climate on the plantation. That's how people feel. That's how people feel, right? You have some people that say, hey, man, where there's smoke, there's fire. If it was one or two people, but man, it's 13, 14, 16. Allegedly, the number is going to get up to 20 people, right? So they say 20 people are going to come forward and say that this happened, right? It's other people that say, so you mean to tell me all the money this man got, his beautiful young fiance, girlfriend, shout out my homie, man got this beautiful young girlfriend. He got a lot of paper. He really having it his way. He playing with the bag, you know. You mean to tell me that he's basically, you're calling him a masseuse hunter? That he's going to find masseuses and asking them to rub on his butt and give him happy endings. And he's done this 20 different times. So basically he has a a masseuse fetish. Because again, I'm just saying what it looks like to us. So out of all the women, and here goes the thing, y'all. No regular women have come forward and said anything, anybody has done anything crazy, but these are all masseuses. And the saddest part is you just don't know. As crazy as it sounds, you still just don't know. You don't know. In our community, man, I understand we fight for people and we rock with people and we be like, y'all trying to, again, the first thing we think is, man, they just trying to get some money. That's how we've been mentally conditioned. They trying to get some money, man. They trying to get some money. But then, and I hate to bring up the brother, then you got brothers like the Aura. And you believe them and you ride with them. The Aura was different though, y'all. It was video evidence and proof, and boys was still rocking with the Aura. That's crazy. I mean, just really wrap your mind around now what we understand about child abuse and sex predators and all that stuff and how wrong that is dealing with somebody's kid, right? Somebody that's underage. And people still to this day be like, man, they ain't got nothing to do with this music. Right? Just think about it, right? If you like R. Kelly music, don't get all quiet on me now. Don't get quiet on me. Don't get quiet on me now. I'm not mad at you for liking whatever music and song you like. I got it, right? But at the same time, when you really start thinking about it and just really wrap your mind around it, this is somebody who some of us, I'm not going to say many of us, some of us have even seen the video, right? And some of us even had the video with like music. They got his music playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? It was just, I'm like, oh man, boys wilding. Boys wilding, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Mike, don't say that. God dog. Don't say that. Mike say that's like South Park Mexican. Man, here go the thing about South Park Mexican. We don't know. I never saw a video of bro doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no video that said this and that. Now, is it the same thing? Because I guess you don't need to have a video when somebody has a baby with them and stuff like that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. You know, shout out Sister Joe said, these people are called pedophiles, man. For real. And it just make it hard because you be like, God, dog, you know, the person is talented, you know, but you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something too. And this is real. This is how I feel. Some of y'all may not subscribe to this, but this is the real. As bad as some of these actions were, man, forgiveness is still a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And so in spite of what people have done, I do feel like that everybody deserves forgiveness after they really have turned away from the things that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, everybody deserves a second chance and everybody deserves, you know what I'm saying, forgiveness. If they really try to level up and stop doing what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? For real. So you know, I know that might not be popular, but people do deserve forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? They do. If they stop doing what they're doing. That's the other part. You know what I'm saying? People got to stop doing what they're doing. IG, man, hey, it's finna kick it off. They say I've been on an hour. I end the video and come back. I end the video on IG and come back, y'all. For real, man, you gotta look at it and understand people, you know, forgiveness, you know, it's a real thing. Anyway, back to Deshaun, man. I don't know if it's true, if it's not true, but we're gonna find out, I'm sure, man. And I pray that it works out for, you know, all parties involved. For real, because you really just don't know. You don't. You don't know, man. All right, let me end this. All right, and we back. Yeah, we don't know, man. You don't know. We never know. Praying for, you know, all the parties involved in that case. What else we got in the news this morning? Speaking of second chances and God, since that's what we own right now. Justin Bieber really getting out here, y'all. Y'all really got to put some respect on Justin Bieber's name, man. Justin Bieber say he's a minister, and he say he willing to get out there and what up, Alicia? Good morning. He said he willing to get out there and get in these trenches now. Y'all got to put some respect on Justin Bieber's name. Made a trip to the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation on Tuesday to spread the word of God. A rep for CDCR told TMZ that the warden of the state prison signed off on a brief visit from him and his pastor to support faith-based programs. Justin Bieber out here in the trenches, y'all. Justin Bieber is out here evangelizing. One time for my boy Justin Bieber. You got to respect it. You got to respect it, man. People heard about the story about NBA YoungBoy getting arrested, right? And the one thing they got to remember is that bro didn't get arrested by regular cops. He got arrested by the FBI. And I was like, God, dog, bro got arrested by the FBI. What was going on? Like, how you get arrested by the FBI on a traffic stop? Well, according to TMZ, the arrest stemmed back from the 2020 of September when he was arrested in Baton Rouge for drugs. The feds claimed that he had 2 guns on him when he was arrested, and both of those are major no's for him because he has a felony on his record for aggravated assault. They say one of the guns was not registered to him, so I don't know if that means the other gun was, but the rapper has been charged with 1 count of illegal possession of firearms by a felon and possession of an unregistered weapon. So at the time of the September arrest, local law enforcement only gave him the drug charges, and his attorney denied any of the guns found belonged to NBA YoungBoy. And right now he's still in custody. So when they arrested him and his people at the video shoot for having the guns out, he did get arrested for the drugs, but they didn't charge him with the guns. So now this is the FBI coming back and charging him with the guns when they didn't charge him with it back in September of 2020. Kind of confusing. But there you go. There go the story, man. That's weird. But no, take it back. No, it's not. Because a lot of time people try to do stuff to build the case up that they got on you. So if they don't have enough evidence in the case and they do have you locked up, a lot of time they will just continue to build. So you know what that means? Ooh. somebody that was around NBA Youngboy that probably took that charge or took that case for them guns, they probably went back and said, hey, I want to change. That ain't mine. Them was his guns. That's what happened. Cue that Mo 3. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. Everybody ain't no real one. If I say I got you, I got. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what happened. I'm telling you what happened. You come back in September when it was nothing. Somebody had to take that gun charge, y'all. Somebody had to take that gun charge. They didn't just let him loose. You have a high-profile rapper, right? With drugs and guns, he take the drugs, but don't take the gun charge because somebody took the gun charge. Right. We understand, Shedrick, that he was a convicted felon and he couldn't be around no guns, but they didn't charge him with it in September. We understand all that. They didn't charge him with it in September. They came back and got him now, though. When they arrested him, they knew he was shooting a music video. They knew it was guns out. They had the evidence of the video when they got the. That was one of them. Nah, man, that's mine. All right. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. Everybody ain't your friend, man. For real.
Don't snooze. It's the news you can use on the AM Wake Up Show.
AM Wake Up Show, Radio Boss, Hardbody, Kiati. Since we in Louisiana, let's stay in Louisiana. Boosie back in the headlines. Not for what you might think, though, man. Dwayne Wade actually wants to thank Boosie. During the interview with I Am Athlete podcast, he went back to whenever Boosie criticized his parenting skill when it came to his trans daughter, Zaya. Wade said that Boosie's comments actually sparked positive and necessary conversations about trans rights. He said, Boosie, all the people who've got something to say about my kids, I thank you because you allowed the conversation to keep going forward. You might not have the answer today. I don't have all the answers, but we're growing from all these conversations. I thank everybody for even hating and starting those conversations because those conversations are starting other conversations that we need to have. Boosie didn't say that the right way, right? Whenever Boo started making the comments about Zaya, he didn't do that the right way. But I understood what he was saying. I think to Boo, his main purpose, when you go through all the stuff, was that at that young, he didn't feel like that was a decision that a child should be making at that age. I think he was saying that more than he was on the LGBTQ plus wave. His whole point to him, he felt like, hey man, at that age, you shouldn't let a child make that level of permanent decisions. That's what Boo was trying to say, even though it may not have come across the right way. And I agree with Boosie on that point. My kids don't if you give them the option, they'll quit school right now and be on PlayStation 5 and YouTube. Like, kids are gonna be kids, you know what I'm saying? And so what Boo was saying was just, at that young age, man, he just felt like, you should wait a little bit older. And you got to wait till kids are a little bit older. And, as parents, you just make the best decision based on your parenting skills. You know what I'm saying? You have to make the best decision for your kids. So that's what Boo was trying. I know it didn't come across the right way. He might not have said it the right way, but uh we understand what Boosie was trying to say. And you know, I understand what Dwayne Wade is saying. Him as a father, he dealing with some different things too. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you just gotta do what works for you and your family based on what you believe in, right? And so that's where it becomes tricky is not the right word, but that's where we start getting these differences of outcomes and opinions. Because for people who believe in God and they have certain morals and guidelines that they go by, which is the Bible, they're going to deal with things one way. And when you have other people who may not have or their spiritual beliefs are entrenched in another religion or they believe in different things, that's when you get outcomes that go other ways. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's about what you believe in and what you subscribe to. You know what I'm saying? And so Boosie was just saying, hey, man, let the kids be a little older. Let them be a little more mature. Let them learn a little bit more about life. And then, you know, when they get to the age where they're able to make grown-up decisions, then you let them make grown-up decisions. That's what Boo was trying to say. So and I wasn't mad at him for saying that. You know, I didn't like how he said it. Don't agree with everything he said, but I do understand the root of what he was saying. I wasn't mad at Boosie for, you know. And then here go the other thing. Man, you gotta let people say how they feel. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let people say how they feel. Because the same way people will be mad at Boosie for saying that, I've interviewed people in the LGBTQ plus community that be like, well, I don't like your heterosexual relationship. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get mad and try to go turn against the LGBTQ plus community because they said that to me. I feel like, man, you can feel how you want to feel. Period. Because the deeper issue, and even more real than that, while we're mad at people about their sexual orientation and how they feel, why is nobody not addressing these racists and how they feel? Y'all let them say what they want to say and feel how they want to feel. And they stuff is set up all in the system. We have whole racist systems and practices that people get away with all the time. Nobody said nothing about that. It's out here butt naked, all out in the public. Red line, all kind of different stuff. Nobody says nothing about that. And it's a part of the practice. So again, man, I just feel like, man, you got to let people say, I just feel like, man, you got to let people say what they want to say. And if you don't like it, then don't subscribe to it. Period, man. It's a lot of people that don't feel how we feel about certain things, right? Don't subscribe to it. Turn it off, unfollow them. You know, it's a lot of simple fixes to a lot of society's big problems. According to other people. I don't agree with these next two stories, but we're gonna get to it anyway. This story has got to be a lie. It says women are better. Right? Somebody like, Kiara, you wrong for that. What you talking about? You talking about the story is a lie. And you started out with women are better. What's going on, Kiara? There's a study that I don't agree with. You just talk about how people say stuff and then you start off the next story like that. Somebody from the screen record. Y'all think I'm gonna get in trouble, right? I ain't scared of y'all. There's a story that says women are better at burning fat during exercise than men. I don't agree with that story. Don't agree with it. Why? Why, Kiati? Why don't you agree with that story? Y'all, because I work out with my wife all the time. And she don't even be sweating. My boys held me down. My boys held me down. Big Stu, I appreciate you, boy. Jesse, come through, man. Come, my boys roll with me. DNA, my boys roll with me, boy. Love y'all boys, man. Love y'all boys, man. I said that at first, boys was quiet. Boys was like, there you go. Gonna be the end of this show. He out of here. All right, here you go. The University of Bath researchers. First off, what university? Can somebody Google University of Bath? Let me stop this whole story before I even read it. This says University of Bath. Let me see what this is. University of Bath. It's a real thing. It's in England. Never mind. Never mind. What is this? Hold up. Well, let me see what they ranking is. All right. In the QS World University Rankings 2021, they have an overall ranking of 173 out of 1,000 universities around the world. They are ranked as one of the top universities in the UK. What are they known for? Okay. It's in England. Okay. I had to research that because I'm like, man, wait a minute. All right. So the University of Bath researchers looked at 73 healthy adults ages 19 to 63 as they participated in a cycling fitness test. They found participants who burned the most fat were those with the best cardio fitness, and women also consistently burn more fat than men. It's not clear why female participants could do this. Another interesting find: fitter people burn more fat regardless of lifestyle factors such as diet and exercise habits. In general, you can train your body to burn more fat during exercise by improving your overall aerobic endurance. Baby, let's go ride these bikes. I don't know about these studies. I got another one for y'all. An extra hour of sleep at night cuts COVID risk by more than 10%. Who comes up with this stuff, man? Here's a reason to go to bed earlier. U.S. researchers surveyed nearly 3,000 healthcare workers from a few European countries and the U.S. They found the risk of catching COVID was greater for those who had trouble sleeping and those who were burned out by their job. In fact, every 1 hour increase in the amount of time spent asleep at night was associated with a 12% lower odds of catching COVID. You mean to tell me? Well. if they attribute it to getting out of a COVID environment, these are healthcare workers that they surveyed. If I left work an hour early too, my chances would be lower. Duh. Wait a minute. Y'all ain't gonna like this one. One notable find was that an extra hour of daytime napping was associated with 6% higher odds of being infected with COVID. No nap for me today. Wait. So if I sleep an extra hour at night, I have a 10% less chance of getting it. But if I take a nap during the daytime, then I have a 6% higher chance of getting it. So don't take a nap, but get an extra hour of sleep at night. Got it. Wait, I forgot one part. And compared to those without any sleep problems, those who reported difficulties in falling asleep or staying asleep or needed to use sleeping pills had an 88% greater risk of contracting COVID. Researchers theorized that the lack of sleep and sleep disorders can influence the immune system, increasing inflammatory molecules. Basically, what this story is saying is that I'm in trouble, y'all. That's crazy. We got more studies. Y'all want to get to one more study real quick? All right, I got two more studies. Y'all want study number 1 and study number 2? Put it in the comments real quick. Let's see. Study number 1 and study number 2. Here we go. Which one y'all want? Study number 1 and study number 2? Let me see. I don't know who wrote that story, fam. I don't know. All right, Studio Will Honcho say just go and do both of them. Marla say I nap every day if I'm sleeping at home. Roy said get your vaccine and you'll be fine. All right, 2. All right, we'll do 2. I see a bunch of 2s. All right, here we go. 2. Fans prefer sports teams that win with homegrown players instead of big money free agents. Everyone likes to root for their team and celebrate when they win, but a new study finds that if sport fans like it better when their team succeeds with homegrown players instead of big money free agents. As a Houston Rockets fan, I'm taking anybody right now, fam. Homegrown, homegrown, high school, junior high. If it's an 8th grader that can get on the Rockets right now that'll help us win, that's who I want, god dog it. I don't care nothing about homegrown. We just trying to win. I wouldn't feel better about winning if all of the players were from Yates and Worthing and Sterling, U of H. I wouldn't care about none of that, man. I want to win. If we have to bring a LeBron in, somebody that wasn't born here, or man, I want to win, bro. We just lost 20 in a row. I don't care if they was from here or not. Anybody. If Brother Royce got a jump shot, put him in the game. God dog it, let's go Rockets. Rockets finally got him a win. I'm taking anybody. The way the Texans is set up. So here we go, y'all. Man, and I love my brother, man. Vince Young. Good morning, brother. He be on the Instagram. I love Vince. I was so mad when the Texans did not vote and go grab Vince Young with they pick. I think they ended up going and getting Mario. What is the dude's name, y'all? Who was the dude that we got instead of getting Vince? Because I know it was like Vince, Reggie Bush, and somebody that all came out basically like the same year. And instead of getting Vince, we took a defensive player, right? I was hot. Man, I was so mad. I was like, man, why didn't we go do what makes sense? You know what I'm saying? To me, yeah, Mario Williams. Thank you, Eric. Mario Williams. We ended up taking Mario Williams instead of getting Vince. And I'm like, man, we shouldn't have did that. I felt like, man, y'all know how many more tickets we would have sold to games. You know what? But God do everything for a reason, y'all. Because had Vince Young, this is going to sound terrible, but I love y'all and I love telling y'all the truth. Had Vince Young been a Houston Texan, I would be a diehard Houston, Texas fan because that is my partner. That would have made me feel amazing about this sports organization. And if we would have kept losing, y'all, I would really be real life depressed. I would be mad, y'all. So I hate that he didn't come, but the fact that he didn't, dodge the bullet. Dodge the bullet, boy. Mr. Lee, good morning, brother. Welcome to the show. Hey, man. Hey, man. So we're talking about right now. The way that we're losing right now, would you guys feel better if we had homegrown talent? I feel like that'll be worse. Because then the way we losing, this is talent that gotta come home right here. Imagine your offseason, you at Turkey Leg Hut and everybody just staring at you like this. You'll be like, man, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta go. These fools tripping. I don't, and maybe it's just because we in Houston. That study wasn't talking about. Imagine you, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, when James Harden lost, we didn't want to see him in the strip club. We didn't want to see him at no hookah spots. Y'all was hot. So imagine you live here. You're from here, man. Y'all is not down with that, man. No, I'm not believing that, man. No, man. No. We know where your mama at. Nah, no, big fella. No. You can't lose and be homegrown. No, man. Now I know somebody watching gonna be like, Kiati, if they really from Houston, they gonna play harder, big fella. They gonna go harder for you. They gonna get, you know what I'm saying? I know. G-Man, what's up, little bro? I know that no. I think we need some. Daniel House is homegrown. I like Daniel House. You know the one thing that I will say? I feel like if it was more homegrown players, we would probably be more likely to forgive. I will say that because I just know one thing about it, man. If this is somebody who you've been watching, but I think we will forgive because we know that they really putting like their heart on their sleeve every night to really go for their team. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you're from here, well, it depends on your tattoos. If you got at least one Houston tattoo, then I feel like we should forgive you because you put it on your skin. And you ain't putting nothing on your skin that you don't really love, like, rock, believe in. So it depends on how your skin is set up. I mean, am I right? Right? Wait a minute, man. What? Wait a minute. It's like it's gonna be a long one. Let me see. I found out yesterday that the teacher at my daughter's daycare had her and her friend clean toilets. What? I'm hurt and full of rage. If you know anyone's child that goes to Cora's Cottage, remove them now. Because they're over there treating your kids like Molly the maid. What? Monica, it is no way a teacher can make no kids clean toilets. No way. What? Did you say at a daycare? What was the response whenever you talk to them? What did they tell you? I don't making kids clean the toilet. I got to hear more about this story now. Cause there's no. Nah, ain't no toilet cleaning, big fella. It's on Scarsdale. That's the hood. Send me your number. We're not rocking like that. Ain't none of our kids cleaning no toilets. You said, but nobody can tell you what her or her friend did. Where's the video footage? These daycares have to have videos on the video running on the inside, right? We're not rocking like that. She said they offered to do it. This story going fast. Send me your number, Monica. Let me see something. Hold up, y'all. Trying to log in. Boom. Okay, how do I? Hold up, guys. Trying to log on to this TSU. What are they talking about? I have no idea what that. Check, check. Check, check. Oh, hold on. Why is that mother not showing me the camera?
I'm looking to teach the next big thing.
I'm looking to teach the next big thing.
I'm looking for the next big thing.
I'm ready to teach the next
Y'all
thing.
can hear that?
I'm looking to teach the next big thing.
I am the next big thing.
I am the next big thing.
I am going to be the next big thing.
And I'm ready to make you the next
Can y'all
big
hear
thing.
Is that you?
I think it's you. Come join us.
Hello, Texas Southern University students and guests. I am Interim President Ken Hewitt, and it is an honor to welcome the Tiger community and its esteemed colleagues to Texas Southern University's Communication Week 2021. Events such as this are at the heart of our mission as a comprehensive urban serving institution positioned to serve an ever-changing and dynamic global society. Just as the landscape of media and communication has undergone many changes in the past year, so has higher education. The way we deliver our products to students has adapted with the times and technology. This year's 36-hour virtual event brings together leading innovators of media, music, and film, and distinguished journalists, techpreneurs, content creators, scholars, and television and radio personalities.
Y'all trying to sit through this?
No matter
thing
the
at TSU
format,
with me? Y'all want
we're
me to
glad
let
you could
y'all
join
go?
our
Y'all ready
TSU
to get
family
off?
this week. I'd like to thank Dr. Raquel Brown Burton, Interim Dean of the School of Communication, and the entire
They asked me to
Communications
speak at
Week
TSU
Planning Committee for their
Communication Week.
efforts. To
I
our
ain't know I was gonna let
panelists,
y'all hear though.
thank you for taking
I
the
guess
time
y'all
to
in
invest
that
in our
thing, though.
students with your expertise. And to our Tiger students, make the most of this experience. Ask good questions, be engaged, show them your TSU excellence. And as always, go Tigers.
Welcome to Com Week 2021. This year, we will bring you a continuous 36-hour virtual experience And this will be the first of its kind in higher education. And we're so excited that you are joining us for this epic occasion. What you are about to experience is the power of innovation, creativity, and scholarship.
I missed it.
Calm Week 2021 will connect you with countless opportunities. Our virtual experience will bring you workshops, entertainment, and numerous professionals from all around the globe that are in the field of communication. You can experience the uniqueness of Calm Week 2021 from wherever you choose. We are confident that you will love this virtual experience. So please join us. Tell your friends to join us. Tell your family to join us. Share the information on social media because you don't want to miss it.
Welcome. Greetings. So glad that you're here with us for the 2021 Texas Southern University School of Communication Annual Communications Week.
I feel like I should put on
It's
my
a
best shirt,
pleasure
y'all.
to be here with you. I'm Dr. Vera Walker-Hawkins, Interim Chair of the Journalism Department. And on behalf of all of the Journalism Department, Public Relations, Broadcast, and Print, I welcome you to this conference. You're going to enjoy it. And more than that, you're going to engage in it. We look forward to sharing such great information, and we look forward to hearing your comments on social media. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Tanisha Taylor, and I'm chair of the Communication Studies Department here at Texas Southern in the School of Communication. Welcome to Calm Week. I'm so excited for all of you to be able to participate in this event. I know you're going to have a wonderful time. There's so much to learn and to experience and to participate in. Please make sure to check out our website as well as our Slack channel, where you can participate in all the conversations before, after, and during each of the events here during Calm Week. Thanks again for participating, and I hope to see you here.
Hello. As the chair of the Radio, Television, and Film program here at the Texas Southern University School of Communication, and on behalf of the wonderful faculty and staff and students of our esteemed university, I'd like to welcome you to the annual Communication Week, the TSU Calm Week. This year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the conference is being held entirely online. It's a visual 36-hour experience starting on March 24th to the 25th. This conference will assemble media scholars, academics, creatives, and practitioners, and they will come together to discuss the areas of development, research in the growing field of communication and digital media. You all are very aware of the growing crisis of media access and representation, especially where it pertains to minorities and underrepresented areas. So this conference will afford you the opportunity to meet and to discuss with experts in the various areas of communication and media. And I hope that you enjoy this conference, and we're looking forward to your participation.
Hello and greetings. Calm Week
With
2021.
Experts.
I'm so excited. I look so forward to talking with everyone about Roll Bounce and the making of Roll Bounce, and the documentary that I have coming up is covering the whole making of, and it's been 15 years since we did that. And I look forward to sharing with you all about what's happening in Hollywood right now and what's happening at TSU, and what our goals are in the future for creating awesome award-winning content. And I look forward to answering all your questions. It's going to be an exciting time having this 36-hour virtual experience. I so look forward to it, and I hope you do too. See you soon. Bye. And I look forward to answering all your questions. It's going to be an exciting time having this 36-hour virtual experience. I so look forward to it, and I hope you do too. See you soon. Bye.
You're live, Mr. Rushing.
Good morning, TSU. My name is Devon Rushing. I am an advertising and PR major. So this morning, we're going to be having an interview with Hardbody Kiati. I'm sure most of you guys know him from the Mad Hatter Morning Show. Well, formerly he's no longer with the Mad Hatter Morning Show, but we're going to be giving him an interview, see if we can get some information, have some good talks. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all can talk in the chat. We're going to be giving him an interview, see if we can get some information, have some good talks. How y'all doing this morning? Y'all can talk in the chat. Good morning. That's what's up. So we're just waiting for him to come in.
He's online. We'll bring him up.
Okay. Thank you. That's what's up. So we're just waiting for him to come in. Good morning. Oh man, we can't hear him.
We'll bring him up.
What's going on? Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
What's going
How's
on?
it going?
Oh man, all is well. All is well.
Good morning. Amen. That's good to hear. So my name is Devon. I am an advertising public relations student here at TSU.
Okay.
I'm a junior. And yeah, it's good to have this conversation with you this morning. So you're a Houston native, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And I think everybody knows you. Pretty much Hardbody Kiati.
Yeah.
One of the lead radio hosts for the 97.9 The Box, well, formerly 97.9.
Right.
I think everybody pretty much knows that about you, but I don't know if everybody really knows how you got to that point. So I kind of wanted to have an opportunity for you to tell us a little bit about that, especially Black college students. How did you get to that point?
Right. Well, first and foremost, appreciate you guys, for having me this morning. Glad to be able to, get on here and speak and, just come share information, some of my story. I originally, when I started out in radio, it probably was the most unconventional radio start ever. I literally probably got my job, and this is gonna sound terrible, especially to a room full of students that probably like, yo, I'm going to school for this. I'm waiting for my big shot, my break. Man, I probably started doing radio in I had my own show in probably about two weekends. Literally went to Univision, and I had been freestyling. I really got my radio start from freestyling. I would freestyle at 97.9 just as an artist, even to the point to where artists like Puff Daddy would try to sign me. Like, I had a lot of dope interactions just freestyling around the city, going to 106 and Park and some other things. And opportunity opened up. My radio career really started freestyling at a beach party. I went to a beach party and one of the groups didn't show up. They had 10 minutes to kill, basically. And the program director was like, well, what are we going to do for 10 minutes? As a joke, somebody was like, well, just let Kiati freestyle. She's like, for 10 minutes? And she was spazzing out. So they ended up letting me go freestyle, and I freestyled for like 10 minutes. And she was impressed and ended up offering me an opportunity to come finally freestyle for her radio station, which was Univision at the time. And whenever I went, that ended up turning into a job opportunity for me. My manager at the time, Steve Chavez, was like, hey, you ever thought about doing radio? And I was like, nah, not really. I'm an artist. I'm a rapper. I'm a rapper. And what ended up happening was when I went in the meeting and I started talking the business of radio about like how much they were paying and those type of numbers. I called my fiance, who is now my wife, because of course I never had a real job. Like, radio was the first thing that I've ever done professionally as a career. And I was like, hey, they got benefits. And she was like, they got benefits? Asked if they got benefits. So I'm like, what are benefits? Y'all got benefits? And my boss at the time was laughing like, yeah, of course we have benefits. This is a company. So when I said, yeah, they got benefits. She was like, tell them, yeah, you'll do it. I'm like, cool, I'm in. So that really was my start in radio. Went in one weekend, and if it was a Saturday or a Sunday, I learned how to run the boards. On that Monday, they ended up firing the afternoon drive guy, and they moved the night guy up. And then they asked me that I want to do a night show, and I was like, cool. And that's how my radio journey started, literally from freestyling into being inside of the radio industry and actually learning how to work boards and what a break is and how to do a good break and the difference between a good and a bad break and those type things. And whenever they ended up flipping signals, I think I was the only person that migrated over to 97.9. And so that's how I got to 97.9 The Box. So that's how my radio journey started.
That's actually quite interesting, because I think it's important for people to realize sometimes you only get one shot.
Yeah.
And like, you have to be ready. Like, you cannot try to get ready in the moment. Like, you know how they always say, you know, be ready so you don't have to get ready.
Right.
So you were in that type of situation. You was ready. You was on the spot. Like, all right, let me go ahead and freestyle. Look at what all came from that.
Right. You got to be prepared when those opportunities come. And then I know now, you know, when we start, we say radio boss and things like that, but we didn't always start as radio boss. Like, whenever I got to 97.9, and this is real, my wife will tell you, I came in doing weekends part-time, and that's $10 an hour. I want to be very honest with y'all what the pay was whenever I started. $10 an hour. So imagine you're doing weekends. So I think my checks at the radio station, after they took taxes out, my checks may have been about $92. You know what I'm saying? After they took out taxes, we was not making no real money. Like, legit, you're doing part-time work and you're working on the weekend. So imagine if your weekend shift is, let's say, 3-4 hours times $10. So if you're going Saturday, Sunday, that's $80. For 2 weeks, that may be $190. So after you take out taxes and those other things, yeah, it was no glamour. A lot of people be quick to, man, I can't wait to do radio or TV, man. It's glamour. I'm finna be popping. No. We showed up ready to work. We showed up on the weekends and we did the shifts that nobody wanted to do. And we grinded and we didn't skip any steps. We learned everything that it took to be a dope radio personality or on-air personality. And it started at $10 an hour. So I always like to point that out, because I know in our minds, we feel like, man, we're going to walk into these situations, and as soon as we get there, baby, it's game time. We finna take off, and no, it don't start like that. Everybody has a process, and going through that process is what makes the end result so special. You know what I'm saying? So I always just like to point that out and illustrate that.
It could definitely be. I'm sure it's hard, because I know, like, as a student now, you know, a lot of the opportunities or internships, like, they're either unpaid or they pay very little, and it's like you gotta make a living too.
Right.
Like, you gotta survive. So would you kind of say, like, it took some resilience, like you being able to do that? Was it some type of characteristics that, you know, your upbringing or some things that you've been through allowed you to do that, knowing, like, you know, I'm not really getting paid that much, but maybe this will be a catalyst to something else in my future?
Right. I feel like going into any situation, you've always got to have a plan. Like, it's got to be, you have to have an underlying belief that this is a stepping stone. And anything that I've ever done inside of my career, I've always moved and operated like these things are stepping stones. This is just a point for me to get from point A to B. And so whenever I started part-time, I was like, well, no, I know I just came from having my own night show. So for me, no, let's just grind. Let's grind it out. Let's work and let's make it happen. So when I first started, and remember, I was doing on-air personality. It started as that, but I was filming interviews. I was editing videos. It was a lot of other extra stuff that I was doing. I didn't like social media at first. Hated social media. Again, rappers at that point, you didn't get paid about, you were supposed to be mysterious, and you were supposed to, you know, have business that everybody didn't know. And social media is, Now, when you wake up, we want to see what do you put peanut butter or jam on your toast? Do you like bananas and oatmeal? The people just want to know the craziest stuff. And at first, I wasn't really with that. So when I came in, I was like, I'm gonna just work. We're gonna film. We're gonna edit. We're gonna do these things. And I just always had a belief that things would go better. Things would work. Things will work better for me the harder I worked and the longer that things progressed. And it did end up working out for me.
So to add to that, how much do you think social media is, well, first of all, is it a large part of the industry now?
Now it is. Now it is. So I was at 97.9 for 10 years. Can you imagine how much things have changed in 10 years? I laugh. One of my most epic interviews, actually probably my first viral clip on social media was with Lil Boosie whenever he got out of jail, and I asked him, hey Boo, let's take a selfie. He had only been in jail for like 5 years. He was like, what's a selfie? And so everybody in the room starts laughing because when he left, he was like, I only been gone 5 years. Like, how much can change in 5 years? So
a lot.
And technology is moving quicker. So in a 10-year span, man, at first it was like, nah, social media, whatever. Now, man, I feel like the industry is moving more into that. If you're a radio host, back in the day, they used to have this theory that radio, you're supposed to be heard, not seen. So it will be people who you would listen to on the radio, and then when you finally meet them, you'll be like, dang, that's how you look. When people see me, they be like, hey, bro, you sound taller than that. What does that mean? I sound taller than that. You know what I'm saying? But just in their mind, they just have this perception of when they hear your voice, oh, this is what they look like. And now, social media, if you say something that I like, I'm gonna be like, man, let me go on their Instagram and see what they look like. So that's why now, even when people be like, I didn't know what you look like. Like, bro, I'm busting on Instagram, bro. Go check me out. You know what I'm saying? Go check out my page. So it plays a very important part now. I will say that I feel like the industry is changing, and as a young radio professional, or let me say a young media professional, it's bigger than just radio. As a young media professional, I feel like you've got to remember that people want to see you. And so if what you're trying to do is set up something where you're just going to be heard and you can be, no, people want to see what you look like. Now, social media is really more a part of it. You got to look at the fact that when I walked away from radio 6 months ago, nothing has stopped for me. My social media presence is the same, actually is growing on different platforms because of how I do my show now. But nothing stopped. It's still people that don't know that I don't work at the radio station. Honestly, just because, again, I'm doing what I do, and it's the social media now is really another extended lifeline. It just clears up a lot of the drama, the confusion. Us and our relationship with artists are a lot stronger because of social media. Now, keep it real. If you go to a festival, a show, a concert, a club, if they say somebody is coming, what's the first thing you do? Now, let me check this Instagram to see if they posted the flyer, if they did something on it.
That's exactly what we do.
Let me make sure they really there.
Somebody tell you about a new restaurant, what you gonna go do? Go look at the Instagram page.
You like, let me check this out. So that's what we're doing. Now we're on the real stuff. Like, no, man, I'm on the gram. I'm finna go find out what the real story is. Because again, we understand that media, and we're a part of the media. Just because it's media, a lot of times, a lot of us have fallen in love with the practice of being first more than falling in love with the practice of being right. Yeah. And so now that we're in that climate, more people are starting to say, well, now let's be sure that this is the right thing. Let's be sure that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, now social media is very, very important. So for some of you guys that may not be comfortable doing social media, I can't tell you, hey man, jump out there and just bear your deepest thoughts and feelings to these people. I'm not going to tell y'all to do that. But what I will tell you is that you have to understand you're in a competitive realm, and a lot of times the small things will separate you from another radio personality. So I know me personally, that even now, me not doing radio, there's no other radio personality inside the market that has more of a social media following than I do. And that's a fact. Like we can go look at numbers and metrics and things like that. So what I say is, for you guys, you have to focus on what you can control. You may not be able to control nobody's platform. You can't control your social media and your brand. So you have to invest in that.
So you said you left about 6 months ago.
Right.
Why did you leave?
Man, I've been waiting for y'all. No, I'm playing. Honestly, you know, anytime people say that, you be ready for the drama, right? So I'm an advocate that believes in build your brand, it can feed you forever. Have been with the box 10 years. Again, I'm gonna give y'all the fast version. Started out part-time on weekends. And here's the realest part that I found out later in the game. So even though I was part-time and weekends, I knew I had value within my market, within the city. Another radio station came into the market that was at that time 93.7 The Beat. And so I wouldn't be forced to make a decision financially. 97.9 offered me a job full-time. And I didn't even know another station was coming. I just knew that, man, they finally offered me a full-time position. And I was like, all right, cool. But I'm like, well, so what slot? They don't have any slots for me. I don't understand like where you're going to put me. They made a spot for me. So listen, they literally invented, if you listen to 97.9, they had Late Night Hype. They made that for me. There was no Late Night Hype show until they gave me a job, right? So
Created it for you.
They created a lane for me because they understood my value. A lot of time these companies, and being real with y'all, they understand your value, but until their hand is forced, they're not going to move to do anything to put you in a better position. They could have been gave me my own slot, but they didn't until there was a threat that another brand would see my value and pay me my worth. That's whenever they open the doors and, hey, you know what? You done such an incredible job. Hey, man, we have a new show and we're going to give you from 11 to 2 in the morning. I was like, that's not even really like no slot, but cool, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now I know, okay, man, these people have created a lane for me. Dope. So then there was a something happened. I went from Late Night Hype and now I'm the night show guy. 6 years I did night show. Number one night show in the city. For 6 years, killing it at nights. So they had a transition, and I want to say the end of 2019 going into 2020, they asked did I want to take over and be the new morning show host because they had some business dealings that went through. And my homie, one of my radio mentors, Mad Hatter, he was stepping away to do something different. So they said, you know, would you like to come and be the host of the morning show? So honestly, my first question was, well, where's Hatter? What's going on with Hatter? You know, I reached out to Hatter.
Right.
Then the second thing was cool. So now I went from part-time weekends to they made a show for me to number one night show host for 6 years in a row to now I'm the host of the morning show in my hometown on the station that I grew up listening to, right? So for me, this is like some unicorn stuff. Stuff like that doesn't happen, right? You don't normally go and get a job in radio in the city that you were raised in and you're homegrown talent. Doesn't really happen like that, but it happened like that for me. So you finally get to that point in the game to where you're the big guy. It's Kiati. It was me, Keisha. At some point they added J Mac. We made Good Morning H-Town. So now I'm driving the bus, right? And people are looking and it's like, man, this is crazy. You finally get to be the morning show guy. You know, you did it. Why would you walk away from that? Well, for me, there were certain business things that didn't line up. Just being all the way honest, it was nothing emotional. It was no disrespect to anybody, any of my coworkers, my bosses, none of that. But I understand my brand and I understand some of the opportunities that I wanted moving forward. And I understand where the industry is going. That sounds crazy, but what I want to remind and kind of help people understand is vision is something that everybody doesn't have. We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm the leader of the morning show and we're working and we're grinding and we're building this new thing. And a pandemic happens. And so what happens? At this point, now they start firing people. They start doing cutbacks. They start doing all kind of things. And then what happens? All of these top radio brands, Breakfast Club, Big Boy, Nick Cannon, us included, are having to do radio from their house. And so I'm like, okay, things are changing. I'm watching. Eventually, these businesses, now they're downsizing. The revenue is not coming in. They're firing people. They're changing the whole protocol of radio due to this pandemic. And what I understood was, I was like, wait a minute. Man, really, we could do this from the house. Really, if you invest in yourself, you build your brand, you could really do this from the house. The way the business is set up, a lot of time you get paid from revenue dollars. And if you look at the social media business model, you have influencers that get paid for just doing posts on Instagram. Guys, my homegirl, Lyra Galore, I found her in a hotel. She came out, I was working out at a hotel, and she comes out of the elevator, and I'm like, sis, she's like, bro, she gives me a hug. I say, I gotta ask you a question. I always see, and this gonna bless somebody watching this right now. I say, man, you're always posting these Fashion Nova ads. Why do you keep like, they gotta be taking care of you? She said, bro. She said, bro. She
Yes,
said,
sir.
them posts, she was like, just understand. You see one of them posts, that might be a $10,000 check. I said, oh.
Woo.
So when y'all see these people posting the Fashion Nova hashtag, Fashion Nova partner, Fashion Nova ad, you get paid for that. Which goes back to point number A, build your brand. Your brand can feed you forever. Remember, I told y'all that.
But even like with the pandemic, I felt like a lot of people needed to take that pivot.
Yeah.
Like we're realizing now that we can work from home, and people are oftentimes more productive working from home. But even like in your situation, radio, it can be done from home. It does not have to be done in a studio. Your studio can be at home.
Right. What I understood too was this. People are important, right? If you really think about, and this is contrary to what they teach you in radio. In radio, TV as well, media together, they tell you that the brand is the most important thing, right? And so you do all of these things to add your validity to a brand. This might sound crazy, but think about what I'm telling you right now. 97.9 has never been to a school. 97.9 has never been to a club. 97.9 is a logo. It's a building. Kiati put on 97.9's logo and would go places and be the ambassador for the brand. So your validity as a brand adds value to other people's brand. And you got to remember that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understood, man, wait. Really? If you look at the business model and the opportunities, I was at a point to where my contract, I was not under a contract. When I walked away, there was nothing anyone could have done to stop what I was doing. I wasn't violating any of the practices or nothing like that. I wasn't under contract. So for me, it was like, yo, we took advantage of the morning show. And when I walked into the morning show, they didn't give us a contract. So for me, it was a step of faith. At any time, they could have been like, hey, man, whatever, like, let them go. But I said, no, you know what? Let me go be a #1 morning show host too. Let me see if I can go be a #1 morning show host. I've been #1 in nights, weekends. Let me see if I could be #1 morning show. And God honest truth, we didn't lose to the Breakfast Club one time. So again, for me, being homegrown, and you got to bet on you. I bet on me. I understand my value. And I'm like, man, I'm cool. You know, at the end of the day, whenever they finally came with a contract, I was like, no, I'm cool. I'm okay. They were like, what?
Wow.
You gonna walk away from? I was like, yeah, I'm cool. Because you got to understand your brand. If you valued my brand, then whenever you brought me into the situation, you would have locked me in. I wouldn't have been able to walk away, because at the end of the day, you would have had me in a contract, and I would have been obligated to stick to my contract. But you didn't do that. So you gave me the opportunity.
You have control over your brand.
You gave me the opportunity to bet on myself, and I did. And so now on my resume, I also have #1 morning show host. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's just about understanding your brand and you betting on you. I wasn't mad at nobody when I left. It was no bad blood. Well, on my end, it wasn't no bad blood. But you know, so again, You got to bet on you. You got to build your brand. You got to stand on your brand now.
You got to do what's best for you.
Yep, for real.
So, I mean, since you're talking about marketing, basically, I don't think a lot of people know that you got your hands in marketing too. From what I understand, you're doing marketing for Darius J.
Yeah. Darius J is the homie, man. So even though I left, guys, I will tell you guys this. I definitely had other businesses rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't jump out the window with no parachute. Being a businessman and kind of doing some other things will facilitate your growth as well. So while you're inside of these platforms, be sure that you're building things that add to your bottom line so you don't have to be dependent on other people and other brands. You got to remember that, again, we're going to go back to the first thing I always said, build your brand. So we have my own clothing line, the Rep the City brand. We just got a write-up in the Chronicle. We have Houston versus all y'all. And it's been something we've been doing for years. And so Gucci just did Houston versus everyone. And people are like, no, Kiati got his own brand, which again, repthecitybrand.com. You can go and look at the merch that we've been doing. So I had other things going on. Marketing, Umbrella Marketing Group. I have a marketing company where we market not only for artists, we also do marketing for events. We do social media marketing as well. That's become a thing. And so marketing is something that we do for talented artists like Darius J, who I'm telling y'all now, because I know y'all like to be first and y'all like to be on the upswing of things. Darius J, and I hate comparing them to people, but man, the brother has Chris Brown level talent. So again,
no, he does.
For real.
He does. I won't even lie. I just discovered him and I started listening to some of them songs. I'm like, okay, bro, I see you. I really do like it.
Yeah, Darius J is super talented, guys. Put your ears on him. Hardworking young brother. He makes some jamming music. We actually are working on something for him right now. Actually, since we're talking marketing, I'll give y'all the quick. We're actually working on 2 different marketing campaigns for him. One marketing campaign is a brand building campaign, and then we're also working on a separate social media marketing campaign for Darius J as well. So again, marketing is something that we take seriously as well. So yeah, no, you definitely have to understand. Shout out Sir Charles. So social media marketing is my minor. Reach out. Let's talk. Reach out. Let's build, man. I think that's a beautiful thing. That's a good thing. I always tell people your brand is the car. Marketing is the gas money. So you always have to put into your marketing, whether that's the cameras that you buy, whether that's the person who you pay to do your graphics, your look, whether that's your styling. Always invest into your brand. Marketing is what makes it move. I don't care how dope you are, how tight you are. I had a chance to sit down with Pharrell, and I only had a chance to ask him one question. So me being the thoughtful person I am, I asked him, what advice would you give an upcoming producer that had a lot of heat, but possibly not a lot of people to give it to? He said, tell him to give it away. He said, what? I was like, excuse me? He said, tell him to give it away. He said, if you have a dope producer and he finds a talented artist, tell him don't make it about the short-term money, make it about the long-term. Give it to him. If he turns it into a hit and you've taken care of your business with the publishing and those things, now you're in a point where you've used his brand to build your brand. And you've used his brand. Now that's marketing for you. That's a business card for you. I was like, oh, that's live. I ain't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, those things, your brand is the car, your marketing is the gas money, man. How much gas money you put into your brand is up to you. Some people, you got them $2 gas people. Hey, let me get $2 on pump number 5. And every mile you trying to put a little something in. You got other people who have the belief, you know what, if I fill my car up and I put premium in, it's going to be a better ride. I can go further if I go ahead and fill my car up. You know what I'm saying? So again, just based on you and what you subscribe to, either way, subscribe to your marketing, man. Especially as young creatives, as young media professionals, that marketing could be the very, very small things that set you aside from other people. I'm telling you, I've gotten opportunities based on people calling me and saying, hey, we did our market research and looking at your social media, you have a bigger following than such and such, or you have higher engagement than such and such. Genuine engagement. Not the kind that people pay for, because we can tell when people pay for that engagement too. That's another
Right.
conversation. That's another conversation.
But quality too, right? Because like I know sometimes if I go to a website and it looked like a website from the early 2000s, I'm probably not going to get anything from that.
You don't want that juvenile. You don't want that for the 99 to 2000 website. You don't want that.
No, I'm good, bro.
Okay.
Because I feel like at that point there's some type of fraudulent stuff going on
True.
your website.
True.
So like I feel like the quality makes a difference too. But basically what you're saying is you get out what you put in.
Absolutely.
And I think especially to students, especially Black students,
Right.
We sometimes forget that we have to set a certain standard and a certain bar, and people
Correct.
are already looking at us and expecting for us to fail. So like you have to put in what you think you want to get out of this.
Right.
If you keep on putting in mediocre, what you gonna get back? Mediocre, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I walked away, I could have jumped on my phone and just did a live. You know what I'm saying? You got people that go live on their phone all the time. Nothing's wrong with that. But I said, man, for me, it's about really being a boss. Like I don't take the term radio boss small. And a lot of people thought it was about, it's about the radio and no. See, here goes the marketing and branding. I understood radio was the vehicle, right? Boss is the mentality. I've always been a boss. My wife would tell y'all, it is scary. I don't lose. I could count on one hand the times I've lost at something that I've tried to do in real life. I don't lose. So boss was the mentality. You have people like Floyd Mayweather that have been boxing since he was 7 and he's undefeated in his professional, and people be like, man, I'm waiting for him to lose. Y'all, he don't understand what losing is. Mentally, I don't even wrap my mind around what a loss is. I couldn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I've taken losses, but I don't lose. There's a difference. A loss is the lesson, right? A loss is, man, I can't believe, man, I made a bad investment and I lost some money. A loss is, oh man, I invested into this person and their moral character, their moral fiber wasn't what I thought it was. And that, man, that's who maybe I shouldn't have been doing business with them. That's a loss. We all take losses. I don't lose. Whenever we walked away, I said, man, you know what, man, I got with my wife. Teamwork is important, guys. For you guys that are out here inside of relationships, man, being on one page with who you with is everything. Believe that. That might not make sense now, especially to a college kid, right? They're like, nah, brother, we live in life. Hot girl summer, forget the pandemic, turkey leg, cut, twerking, all that. I get it, right? But trust me, you're going to have to understand that at a certain point, man, especially as you build these empires and you build with your wife or you build with your husband or your other half or whatever you call it, or even on a more business level, as you build with your business partner, right? There'll be certain things and the communication has to be there. So I said, you know what? Let's keep going. Went out and bought my microphones. If y'all look right now, we're broadcasting live from inside of my home studio. My wife took what was a sneaker room, and basically we turned my sneaker room into my studio. So now we have broadcast equipment for any creatives that are into broadcasting and you're trying to do it. I'll tell you now, I use a Rodecaster Pro, free game, a Rodecaster Pro. The Rodecaster Pro, you can load it up. I can load all of my own sound effects in. We ready to go. I have my morning show now, the AM Wake Up Show, and a lot of my stuff I literally can run from.
Waking up in the morning. The AM Wake Up Show with Kiati, the livest show on the internet. Entertainment, interviews, family views, and news you can use.
Nothing changes. I have drops, talk beds. I still have everything. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed is the location. The only thing that's changed is the building that I was in. Nothing changed about me broadcasting or me doing my own thing, the AM Wake Up Show, where every morning I get up and I go live from Facebook. And I also, and another, I use Restream. Well, I use StreamYard, but I use Restream as well. So for influencers that have brands, and so I have over 5,000 like subscribers on YouTube. I have like over 17,000 people on Facebook. And so for me, it's like, man, how do I go between the both of them? And you can monetize on YouTube and Facebook, which is why I chose to stream through those and not quote unquote be the podcast guy and, you know, do that. So for me right now, it was about exploring the social media spaces. And that's why, again, I was like, man, come on, let's just figure out this restream. Let's figure out the thing. So now I stream every morning from right here. My ride to work is a walk up the stairs. It's amazing. It's the best thing ever, right? So for me, I'm on Twitch. I'm on Facebook, and I'm also on YouTube every morning. And so what I found out was my consistency of streaming on those sites and apps have built my number on YouTube and built my numbers on Facebook. So what I'm telling you is your consistency matters. So right now I'm still doing radio, right? For free. I don't get paid to do this. People thought the process was over. My process is not over. Right now, it's about, hey, man, how can you get up and show that even when it's not about the bread? If it was about money, y'all, I would have been stopped doing media. But it's not about the money. Right now, it's about, let me show people that if you grow your brand, you can still provide and feed a family off of your brand, right? So for me, that's the underlying tone, which goes back to the message from step number 1, build your brand. It's still people that come look for me. I still get gigs, concerts, real relationships, and build your relationships. Oh man, that was the part that I forgot. Build your relationships, y'all. Build your relationships. What was it, yesterday? Yesterday. I just did an event for DaBaby, and I'm not working at radio right now, y'all. DaBaby didn't go to the radio station and say, hey, can I get somebody to? No. Based on our relationship and the early support and the real communication outside of the station, whenever I wanted to interview DaBaby, the station didn't even know who DaBaby was. They were like, who is that? That's the guy in the pamper. Wow. And no, you know, but this is a real relationship that I had. And I said, no, this is somebody we need to interview. And I fought for it, and we brought him in and interviewed him. And the relationship was amazing. When I saw him last night, he said, hey, he gave me a hug. He pulled me in and said, hey, I know you ain't doing radio no more. What you need me to do to support you? Like, tell me what you need. Like, how can I assist you with the new things that you have going on? And so what I told him was, so you guys know, you know, I want to lace you guys up. I said, well, hey, man, you know, I just started a brand new media platform called Inside the Culture. And basically what Inside the Culture is our version of an Inside Edition, man. So many of these people benefit from our culture, but they're not really a part of our culture. What I'm going to do is start a media platform that's going to take you inside the culture. And DaBaby will be one of our first guests that will be on my new platform called Inside the Culture. So again, that's me building and continuing to pour into the believe in you. You got to believe in yourself. You got to build your own brand. That's what we're doing with Inside the Culture. I'm reaching out to other young creatives, other young media professionals, and giving them chances. Like if it's a dope student right now, right? And they're like, yo, man, I'm passionate about doing interviews. I'm passionate about building my brand. Link up. Let's go. I got things that we're building right now. If you're trying to learn how to build your brand, that's what I do. If you're trying to get into the media space and find out unconventional ways to tap in with these artists and tap in, that's what I do. Sure. You know what I'm saying? So again, Inside the Culture, you guys are really getting the sneak peek. Somebody record this video. In 5 years, this video is going to be monumental because remember, we talked about Inside the Culture before it did anything, right? Before it got big, before it did what I know it's going to do, because remember, let's go back. Yeah. I don't lose. Remember I told y'all that? I don't lose, right? So whenever it goes and grows into whatever God has ordained for it, whatever the process takes us through, remember we told y'all what it was going to become. But it started like that because, again, we had a thought and an idea. So Inside the Culture will be the next thing that you guys see me starting to promote. And here's the best part about it. It's not about me. I'm going to use my brand to grow it and to build the momentum. But Radio Boss want to get out the way. The new thing is Radio Boss, TV Boss, right? TV boss is the next thing. So again, all I'm doing is backing up, and I want to put other young creatives in a position to where they can build a brand and go. Remember, I've been inside the system where people want you to build their brand and stay. That's not what I'm about. I'm about how do we help you build your brand, and when you leave, remember, marketing is the gas money. When you leave, they're like, man, where you got your start at? Oh, man, I was on Inside the Culture, man. The bro hooked us up with all kind of superstars, celebrities, taught us how to do this and that, and now I'm doing my own thing. Boom. Now the next young person like, well, how do we get down with Inside the Culture? It's the marketing. When you do right, you help people build a brand and let them go. I'm not trying to hold nobody. Build your brand and go. This is a platform. This is supposed to keep going. You're supposed to get the new blood pumping all the time. So again, that's what Inside the Culture is about. So, for any young media professionals that, may not be looking for conventional avenues of growing and building your brand, holler at me. Let's go.
Sir, I feel like it's not often that like you hear Black men, especially Black men that have become successful, they don't always come back and try to help people out. And in this situation, I see that you're trying to build the community along with building your career, but you're there. It's like, why not reach back out, help the community out, bring them up with you? I appreciate that, Kiati. I really do. Too often we don't see that. We don't see enough of it. And especially like going to an HBCU, a lot of times our alumni, they will come back and they'll maybe help out the school. But what about the people in the community? And that's something that you're doing.
Yeah, so we transitioned my clothing brand into Love the City brand, right? Because really for us, that's the answer. That's the key. We really got to love on the city. A lot of time, and I'm learning more about the stock market and all that kind of stuff, but I invest in people, right? I feel like people are our most important resource. It's certain knowledge and information that if you give it to the right person, it turns into something that becomes even more productive. So I invest in people. I like rocking with people, talking to people, touching people. I have to stop saying mentor, right? Because I probably mentor way too many people. Like I'm probably mentored out. Like because people, I give away the information for free, which is what you should do. But sometimes it can become a lot. You know what I'm saying? So for me, man, it's really about how do we build up these other young brothers and sisters out here. And hopefully you invest in the right person and they pay it forward to the next person. You know what I'm saying? So really that's what it's about, man. Anytime it's any kind of questions or, quick stuff that I can help out with, I have no problem giving you the information. As young creatives, you got to remember information is key, right? That's the thing that they don't want us to have. These kind of candid conversations are what they don't want us to have. Because again, if we don't have people that show you, hey, you can do this by yourself, or a lot of time when it comes to what kind of equipment do you use? Oh man, I ain't telling y'all that. It's like you keep everything instead of telling somebody, somebody will be like, hey bro, your camera look crispy. What are you using? Well, no, I don't use the regular HD camera. I'm building a media company. So I use one of my Sony A7 R2s with a Sigma 40 lens, and it gives me a crazy crispy look, which is good for television production and other things as well. So my live setup may look a little more crispy than if somebody jumps on the phone. You know what I'm saying? There are people that pay attention to those small differences. Now, I'm not telling you to go and do that, but what I'm telling you is that, no, I went ahead and made that little investment. So when I do go live and people do find my channel, or when they do go look, they're like, oh man, I could tell bro take this serious. Like this ain't just somebody on here trying to do something. He's really a professional. He's really serious about what he's telling you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that goes back to us talking about quality.
Yep.
You get back what you put out.
Got to invest in you. You've got to invest in you. I really believe in that, man, 1,000%. So you got to build your brand. Your brand will feed you forever. And relationships are way more important than money. Never forget that. Those are the two things that I always stress. Build your brand. It can feed you forever. And two, relationships are way, way more important than money. You guys at TSU actually have an amazing resource with Mad Hatter. I haven't talked to my brother in a few months, right? But what I will tell y'all is that the brother is somebody who is passionate about radio. He's passionate about young people. And in real life, he's a good dude, right? He's a real life stand-up guy. Really, really good guy. If you can learn from that brother, man, get up under that brother and learn from that brother, man. He's a great brother to learn from. I know he's busy, has a lot going on, but he's right there with you guys at TSU, the Vibe. Man, that is, I don't know if y'all even understand the amount of wealth, the wealth of wisdom that you have over there with the brother Mad Hatter. So again, even in my journey, he's somebody who I looked up to, and he's probably one of the people that helped me hit the switch to start taking this radio thing serious. We had a conversation I'll share with you guys, because I could only imagine how many of us are going through the same thing right now. He pulled me to the side and he told me, hey man, and this is gonna sound funny, but I'm gonna tell y'all what he told me. Man, you tripping. I'm thinking he playing. I'm like, what you talking about? Hey man, you tripping, man. You treating this thing like your girlfriend. You supposed to treat this thing like your wife. I was like, what? I said, man, who are you talking to, man? Like, what are you? I'm the radio boss, brother. I'm out here. We here. He shook his head like that. Like young, dumb dummy, right? You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, what are you talking about? He said, man, you're super talented. Whenever you really tap into being the dopest media personality you can be, a lot of the other stuff that you want to do, the doors will open up for that. But first, man, you got to really take advantage and really lock into where you're at now. Whenever you really lock in to be the best here, then it opens up, because a lot of people are good. I wanted to be the best radio personality in Houston. My personal goal for this year, just sharing, because I set goals, is to be the biggest media personality in Texas by the end of the year. News or radio, right? That's where we're at right now. Again, you definitely can set goals for yourself, and you can do things that will put you on the right path. Sometimes it's just about hitting the reset button and you understanding that, man, if I take this serious, I can really turn this into something that feeds my family. I can turn this into something that builds my brand and makes it easier for me in the long run, because the radio industry is getting smaller, y'all. The radio industry is getting smaller. If you're saying, hey, man, I want to do radio, I want to do TV, I want to put something on y'all mind, the industry is changing. Now, if I want to, we were growing up, if we wanted to hear a song, we would listen to the radio. If you want to hear a song, you're going to get on Tidal or YouTube or Apple Music and listen to the song immediately. So nobody's listening to radio for music. They're listening to radio for the people, which again goes against the teaching of radio, which is it's about the brand. It's about the people. Don't ever get that twisted. We can hear the same music anywhere. If I'm going to listen to you, I want to hear your social commentary. I want to feel like I can relate to you as a person. I want to feel like we have something in common. I want to feel compelled. I want to laugh, cry, or be informed. As a media personality, those are the main three things that you have to make people feel something. Am I mad at what you said? Do I agree with what you said? Do I disagree with what you said? Do I feel what you said? It has to be something that compels me to grow with you as a media personality. So, just being young people, you always got to remember that. And somebody may not have told you that. Some of you guys really thinks it's about likes and impressions. It's about people liking you in real life. So for you, you have to do something that compels them to really grow with you as a person. They have to like you as a person in real life. What have you done to make them laugh, cry, get mad, agree with what you said? You have to do, it's not about the viral. The viral is cool, but I want you to think about how many viral things have come and gone. Viral is right now, quick flash, out the way. I don't want to be viral. I want to be viable. I want to be around for a long time. So that's why I move the way that I move. So,
Which makes sense, because we see a lot of these, some of these personalities, like they develop these images on social media, and we do think that they are a certain way. And then when you meet them in public and you try to have a conversation, it's completely different. It's not the same as the image that has been portrayed of that person.
True. Very true.
And that's pretty much what social media is doing. If anybody has any questions, we do want to open up for you to ask any questions to Kiati. The chat is open.
Somebody said Maxo too. Yeah, definitely we'll sit down with Maxo. I actually did Maxo's first interview on radio as well. We talked about it when I saw him in the hallway at the Babies event. And I think that's another thing, man, just a lot of goodwill and just treating people the right way. We treat everybody the same. And that's one thing that you guys will learn in this industry, man, that your relationships and how you treat people says a lot about you as a person as well. I started off rapping. Am I still in the studio? Yes. We actually, April the 20th, I'll be dropping another project called Grown Man Music. Shout out my brother Chris of the Front Runners, Chris and Drea of the Front Runners. They did a lot of work with Logic and Young Thug. They've done some work with Young Thug in the past too. He produced the whole project. It'll be 7 to 8 songs, but really just on some grown man music, man. You know, I'm at the point now where I make the kind of music that I want to make, but it's not basically, I'm really rapping about my life. I ain't shot and killed nobody on this music, on this project. You know what I'm saying? We talk about investing in businesses and those type things, but you know, it's jamming. We still did it together the certain way. One of the first singles will probably be Texas Thing. If you heard H-Town For Real and how we put that record together and how big that record got, Texas Thing is going to be like the Texas version of H-Town For Real. So it's going to do well. It's going to be well received.
You actually have a song called Believe in Yourself. Can you tell us about that?
Man,
I really like that one, by the way.
I appreciate you. So whenever we left the station, everybody was waiting for me to make some kind of like grand announcement. And for me, man, it wasn't really about the announcement. So I hooked up with Vando. Shout out Vando. He's from Third Ward as well. And we really did Believe in Yourself, which really was just an ode to people that don't mind stepping away from the conventional to be unconventional. A lot of time, whenever you do things that are not normal, people will judge, criticize, talk bad about you. You know, when I walked away, the first rumor was, man, he got fired. No, I did not get fired, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even, but it's people that really thought that. So my thing was, now Believe in Yourself was just me reminding you, man, you got to really believe in you. If nobody believe in you, God didn't give them the vision. He gave you the vision. You got to remember there's a difference between being early and being wrong. A lot of time when you're early, it looks wrong. But in 2 or 3 years, when a lot of people that y'all look up to as media personalities are doing what I'm doing right now, y'all be like, dang, bro was just early. He wasn't wrong. He was early. There's a huge difference. So believing in yourself is just, hey, man, you got to believe in you.
Appreciate it. So Haley McGrew asks, do you feel the industry treats men and women equal? If not, why do you think that is?
No. Let me say now, I don't feel like the industry treats men and women differently. I mean, I do feel like they do treat them differently, but it's starting to backfire now because now a lot of program directors are women and they're hiring other women. If you look now, it's like a backlash. Now you see like a whole bunch of female DJs that are starting to get opportunities that they may not have gotten in the past. So it's kind of like a reset button. And a lot of it is just based on your relationships, though. I will tell you that the way the industry is set up, it's about the relationships that you have. So again, and then it's just some things in radio that I don't feel like will ever change. Like a midday girl, a lot of times people tell you, no, the midday shift is for women. You know what I'm saying? So,
wow.
Even if you look here in Houston radio, there are no midday guys. You know what I'm saying? Look around. Go do some. There may be 1 or 2 midday guys, not many. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm not thinking about it. Yeah.
And it's been like that for forever. So does it treat us equal? Maybe not. But there are certain instances where that helps and hurts in both scenarios, being honest with you.
So this is actually a really good question. Sir Charles wants to know, what is your songwriting process like?
Oh man, Sir Charles, I'm a weirdo, bro. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. So for me, I really ride around and just vibe to the beat. And to me, the funniest thing is the words don't even matter at first. If you listen to the way that music has changed, a lot of time, especially with music now, it's just the melody and the cadence that gets people. So for me, I really ride around until I find a cadence that I like, or ride around until like a melody pops out, and then I'll build my words based on that. And then my recording process, I always record a dummy track of everything. I'll go in and record like a first take, go 1 take and put it down, and then I just won't do it again. I'll ride around and vibe, and then I'll go into the studio again and be like, okay, I'm ready to lay it down now. We recorded H-Town For Real. Fun fact, I got my braces the day we did H-Town For Real, so I really re-recorded H-Town For Real about 8 times before you guys heard it. And to a lot of people, it probably was the exact same thing, but I didn't feel comfortable until like I got used to having braces. So great question.
Yeah, when you first get braces, everything sounds different.
Yeah, just to you're like, man, can't do this like this. Yeah, so definitely.
Andrea Brown asks, what's one thing a young media professional can do right now that can see them on the track to be ahead? I'm sorry, I lost it. To be ahead of the curve. What do you think is the next wave in media?
You got to invest in you. You got to build your personal brand, because this is what's going to happen. Remember, I told you this. As the industry gets smaller, the people who are the biggest will be okay. As the industry gets smaller, the people that are the biggest will be okay. So what does that mean? That means if you invest in your brand and people start identifying people based on how professional does it look, the connection that they have with their market or their followers, you'll be okay. Because trust me, companies are always looking for a cheaper way to do it. A lot of times when they ask you these ideas, they're asking you for ideas to teach your replacement. Okay, listen to what I'm telling you. That's just a part of the industry. So again, how do you fight that? You fight that by you building that connection between your brand, and a lot of times that will keep you safe. Trust me.
Yeah, I think we're hearing something consistent. Build your brand. Build your brand.
Got to. It's gonna come back to that every time for sure.
Because people are not gonna come look for the company, they're gonna come look for you. And your brand gotta be on point. So build your brand, y'all.
For real.
I have another question here from Crystal Mitchell. What are some tips for people in the broadcast industry to obtaining an internship opportunity?
Internships are funny. I'm glad you asked that. Because a lot of time people would say, hey man, I want to intern at the station, but the station only had one internship, right? It's like one person we're going to bring in and give an internship. So what I would suggest, and this is free game, this might be the best advice you guys get all day. So write this down, screen record, do whatever you need to do. In whatever field you say you want to be in your local market, you should find those top 10 people. Reach out to all 10 of those people and ask them about opportunities that they have. All you need is one person to say, yeah, cool, come shadow me, or yes, you can come intern with me. Outside of the normal things. I was at the baby event and somebody sent me a message after and said, oh my God, I'm a journalism student or something like that. I had no idea who you were. My bad. I should have been trying to build with you. I didn't know who you were, right? A lot of time you will miss out on your opportunity because you don't even know who the people are. If you're a law student, there are 10 Black-owned firms here that would probably love to give you some information, that would love to give you an internship, but you don't even know who those 10 law offices are. If you're a DJ, there are probably 10 DJs here that are probably good people. Can I open up for you? Well, nah, bro, you can't open up for me, but I tell you what, just the fact that you reached out, next time I hear about somebody trying to have a gig and I can't make it, I'll, possibly give you the alley-oop. Hey man, can I come open up for free? Man, if you're a DJ, man, I'll come open up for free, bro. This and that, man. I for real have given people opportunities that are on right now from just grinding. Like, hey man, hey bro, I'll come. And I'll be like, nah, man, I don't want you to do nothing for free. Nah, man, forget that money, bro. I just need. So what do I tell them? Cool. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. So then you go to the promoter and say, hey man, I need you to add this person on the flyer and put their social media on the flyer. So now people know, because again, whenever people start seeing you around other people that are doing it, even if they don't know you, they know Kiati is a top person in the market. Who is this guy that keeps opening for him? Well, here's his Instagram. Now you've built the perception that, hey, man, nah, I'm right next to bro. Me and bro working. Boom. Now you have opportunities based on your relationships. You can't overlook that part. So, nah, definitely those are some important keys.
What would you say to the person that reaches out to somebody they really want to intern with, they really want to get some experience from, but that person completely writes them off?
Sometimes you go through 100 no's to get to your one yes. And that's real, man. In life, we all want stuff. And in your mind, that might be the best thing ever, right? That's not your yes. So if you get that no, you're going to keep getting them no's until you get to your yes. I knew music was my calling, right? Anybody that knows or that's around me, they will tell you that, hey, man, Kiati probably is one of the best freestylers. He probably makes some of the most amazing music. In my mind, I know I was going from high school to the pros making music. I'm like, man, I'm in that thing, baby. It's time to go get this big record label contract. Let's go, baby. Did not happen like that, right? Did not go like that, because that no that I was getting from signing these bad contracts was my yes into the radio business, which really is where my calling was. Because again, for me, I'm a people person. It was never about the music. It was about, hey man, how do we get out here and impact and touch these people with the love of God? How do we get out here and show these young brothers that, hey man, you could be a family guy and still be cool and still be industry.
Right.
You don't have to do drugs, drink, none of that. And you still could be the it guy. You got to think, man, I'm probably the most unconventional guy. I just work out. I love my wife and my kids. I own businesses. I'm not in the middle of nobody drama. Y'all ain't never seen me on TMZ, the Shade Room, Media Takeout, nothing, man. I'm just a regular guy that loves my family and loves my people, and I'm staying out the way, man. I just want to grind. I want to give me some money. I want to be sure my kids are successful, and I just want to pour into other people. That's it. That's all it is with me. So, definitely great question.
Everyone, we have our dean in the building. Mrs. Raquel Brown.
Hold up, I got it.
Want everybody to say hello.
I got it. Wait a minute. I got something for the dean. Wait a minute. I got it.
Oh man, we couldn't hear it.
Oh man, I tried to applause up. It didn't go through. My bad.
Dean, you're muted.
Wait. That's what happens when we're live, right? This has been, I had to get on camera because this has been phenomenal, and not just because we share a similar last name.
Come on, Miss Brown. Come on.
So it's been a pleasure to hear you. What a phenomenal kickoff to our Comm Week. I was jotting down, you gave me tips and pointers. You blessed me with what you shared. Because I just thank you so much for taking time out to provide our students with an overview of your journey and some of the things that we know that it takes, that we try to preach and instill. But it's one thing for them to hear from us old fogies in the classroom or that have not necessarily been in those studios as the talent, but to hear it from you means so much and is so much more impactful for our students. And I just can't think of a better way to have our programming kicked off. I mean, you talked about networking and branding and relationships, and that branding and relationships. And I just want to share, when I teach our intro class, I require the students to network, to start doing those informational interviews. And you said, and it just warmed my heart to hear you say, volunteer, reach out, keep going. No one is going to be impressed or compelled to get back with you. You have to show that this is what you're about. And so I just think that this has been phenomenal. I hope that you will join us again to share with our students again and again and again. Outside of this, I wish you nothing but the best. I look forward to being present and available when you drop Inside the Culture. I'm a sports fan, so it takes me so many other places, and I think that is a phenomenal idea, and I wish you nothing but the best. And I just wanted to thank you for being here. Like I said, I was trying to take notes, but you just dropped so much valuable, insightful information. And one thing that I want to speak to that you mentioned early on is that you're not doing this for the financial reward that comes with this. And that if you were looking to just have this lucrative financial career, that you may have left radio. And I can say that, in looking at even, resumes, looking at those salaries, and you'll never know that because you recognize the names, but you don't know that it's about the passion and the love for the craft that keeps us entertained and keeps us tuning in. And it's not just that those that are entertaining us and keeping us tuning in are making all of this money. Those are the big names, right? And so I just want to thank you for sharing that, but it doesn't mean it's not a rewarding and fulfilling journey or career. but it's about doing things for the right reasons. And I just, thank you for, tapping into that. I just thought it was just phenomenal, and I couldn't help myself but to take up time on camera. So
no.
no.
It's love. I appreciate that. Two things real quick about what you said. One, that is a real fact. You can't let it be about the money. When we walked away, and again, I'm always talk about the things that I share and that I'm on the same page with my wife, because you got to understand, we walked away from a 6-figure job for real. And it's not every day that you let your moral and your principles take you away from a 6-figure job to do what you feel like morally is right. So that's definitely one thing. Two things, Mr. Rushing. I thought of something, young brother. Here goes the key, right? We know we said you might get 100 no's, but everything that I tell you is always going to go back to something that I said before. It's about the relationships. There may be times where you will get a no from somebody, but let's say just hypothetically, Dr. Brown. If Dr. Brown says no to something, but you have a relationship with Kiati Brown, you might be able to go to Kiati and say, hey, bro, I really felt like this was a good fit for me, and here were the reasons why. Do you think you could go talk to Dr. Brown? And based on our relationship, I say, you know what? Let me go holler at Dr. Brown for you. When one of my peers comes to me and tells me something I might have missed, I'm more inclined to listen because, again, I respect their professional opinion. So a lot of time, those no's that you get, use your relationships, man. It's people all the time that I will, as a believer, I'm gonna say intercede. Okay, it's people a lot of times that you'll intercede for, and just it'll be a real situation, and you'll be like, you know what? Nah, bro, you messed that up. That might be somebody good for you to build with, or somebody good for you to deal with. So again, those relationships that we talk about are some of those things that can help them no's turn into yeses, or help you get to the door. Because you may go to somebody and say, man, I got a no, and they'll say nah, you ain't need to be over there, no way. So they got such and such going on. You'll be a better fit over here. And they'll point you to your yes. You know what I'm saying? So definitely we can't overlook those things.
Can I ask you a question? And if you spoke to this, I apologize, but I do think it's still something worth emphasizing. And that is, you mentioned brand and relationships, but that brand, and I heard something, talent is good, but talent does not win over hard work.
Absolutely.
So you might have someone that's not as talented, but that has that strong work ethic. And I can tell just by your commitment that your work ethic is also a part of what helps to propel you through your journey. And that's not to say I don't know you, but there probably might have been other people as talented or more talented than you, or had other skill sets that maybe you didn't have. But it's very obvious in listening to you that you prepared yourself in those other areas and used those not so desirable moments and opportunities and channel those into what you wanted it to be, and not even what you wanted it to be, but more than what you even thought it could be. And I just think it's so important for our students to hear, and our audience to hear, about the importance of not only that work ethic and that talent. I mean, not that talent and relationship, but the work ethic and what that does for you.
Let me tell you something. God must have told you to ask me that question, Dr. Brown. Let me look around and make sure. I've never publicly shared this story. This is going to be a story, an exclusive for my family at TSU. Let me make sure ain't nobody listening. This is going to be one of the ones. All right, check this out. This is a true story. Whenever I got the opportunity to go to 97.9 The Box, they did the background search like they do on everything, right? These folks said, hey, man, you do not have your high school diploma. I was like, no, bro. I got the papers. I got everything, right? Boom. Do y'all know that based on some of my high school activities of being a class clown, I had detention hours that I never went and got rectified, correct? I have a note from here at the house right now that says, hey, we got your application here at 97.9. We're sorry. You lied on your application. We cannot let you through into this job. You lied on your job application. I said, God, dog. Man, do you know, I went and told my boss, again, relationships. This is somebody who wanted me to be on the team, who went to their uppers and said, hey, explain my situation. They said, I don't know what you have to do. You have a week to get it right. Do y'all know I went to my high school Talk to my assistant principal, who at this time, now he's like the big principal at the high school. Do you know he referred me to a GED program that allowed me to take a test to get a diploma so I could get a job at 97.9 The Box. This is a true story. Had them people told me no, and I just been like, man, dog, I ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? No, man. I'm the most unconventional. I'm the business card for hard work beats talent. I didn't go to college, none of that. That's not what I did. God opened the door because of the work, because he saw me working. I really did all the work. When I started, Devin, to tell you, I was $10 an hour. It wasn't no big, great job. This $10. We worked to get there. So again, you can't never outdo the work, man. You always, and now, Dr. Brown, we call it the process. So a lot of time people do be saying the same thing. You can't skip your process, man. The hard work gotta be there. We call it the process, but at the same time, you can't overlook that process. You definitely got to do the work.
Thank you. That's exactly, what no one gave you anything.
Right.
Your preparation and work ethic propelled you so that when opportunities were available and even when they weren't, people wanted you on the team. And I think that that's so important. And I think it's also important for those, to not give up, right. Even though that next stepping stone may not be the place you wanted to land. It may not be where when you threw that stone, it may not be where you wanted that stone to land, but it landed in that spot for you for a reason. And you have to, I think it's about taking advantage of each opportunity, no matter how big or how small, and showing up to do it well, even when you're not in the forefront, even when you're not the one that will get the credit, but still doing your due diligence, because others will observe that and still say, hey, who is that?
Yeah.
And so thank you all. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. So we have to go ahead and wrap it up. We're running out of time. Kiati, stay on for this. Real quick, we have a trivia question, and I want to ask, who is the first person that responds to this will get a gift card? Who was the TSU student that won 3 Grammys? Go.
Kim say, don't answer. Okay.
Come on, y'all. I know y'all trying to make this money.
They on Google right now. They're like TSU.
Y'all, somebody should be responding right now.
I can't believe you all know the answer to this question. Come on now.
Thank you, Sir Charles. Sir Charles, drop your email in the chat and I'll make sure that gets to you. All right, so we got to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you so much, Kiati. We really appreciate you at TSU. You dropped a lot of gems today. I really hope everybody that's here picked up on that, took your notes. Please, obviously, he's open to you reaching out. Hit Kiati up on his socials. Can they hit you up on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook?
Yeah, just hit me on whatever, man. I'm pretty good about getting right back to people. And again, man, it's love. I really, really appreciate just the time and even people listening. I never take it for granted. So thank you for real for the people that stopped and stuck around. And Dr. Brown, I have to keep on doing this community service so one day I can get that honorary degree. I'm gonna cry. I'm telling y'all.
We're gonna work on it. Look, we're gonna work and get you that first one. We're gonna get you the honorary School of Communication degree first, and then we're gonna work on that honorary doctorate. Okay.
I'm telling you, y'all playing. I'll mess around and come back. I'll come take me some courses. My wife will love that.
We actually welcome you to enroll if as a student, so we can help you not only have an honorary degree, but an actual bachelor's degree in whatever else you want to pursue in academic pursuits. We would welcome you to enroll.
Dr. Brown.
And we have Adams. I know our assistant dean Adams is on, and he'll get you the application. I see. He just commented. Yes, please. Come. We welcome working with you and welcome the opportunity to support you as well. That's what it's about. So thank you, and we will certainly look forward to having you back with us again in many ways.
Man, listen, I would love to be a TSU student. I feel like that was one experience I missed out on. just to have, you know, like to be alumni and just have people that, you know, are family and that extra love. And, you know, just, it's just that sense of pride, like how, the same way y'all feel about the Megan Thee Stallions. People like, they went here. I want the city to be like, nah, he went here.
Our department chair, one of our department chairs just said, come on into Comm Studies. We love to have you. Come on in. Come on in.
All right. I think we done started something, baby. Come on now. I think we done started something.
They told me they need to get to our next guest. I'm sorry.
Peace out. I'm gone.
So, thank you, Kiati. We appreciate you. Thank you, Dr. Brown.
Thank you, guys.
Next up, we have Joseph Williams from the Cardinal.
All right, y'all. We're going to get us a degree, God dog it. I'm going to night school. Go to night school. Oh man. Man, I shout y'all out to those that stuck around, man. I know it was a lot of stuff I probably talked about. People really don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't really speak about it much. But man, I think that's a good thing, you know, just to be able to share that with young people and you know, with just creative people, man. It's important that you learn that type of stuff, because it's a lot of time people to brainwash you into believing that their way is the only way. And that's not true. So again, man, just for the people that baby Megan Thee Stallion, she went to TSU too. Actually, Megan was the person who made Dylan like the police. Megan came out one time. I asked my wife to come meet me at TSU for a concert we were hosting, and Dylan comes to the concert, and so Dylan is looking on the stage, and like they play like a police sound, right? And Megan Thee Stallion walk out on stage dressed like a cop, and they got people twerking, right? And so whenever they start twerking, y'all, Dylan is looking like this. So imagine Megan and them twerking and Dylan doing like this. Yo, Mika was like, no. She covering Dylan face up. No, Dylan, come over here. Y'all, for the longest time, Dylan thought that police twerk, man. He was like, man, he's twerking. And police, y'all remember the police was twerking? She's like, no, Dylan, no. Dylan was. Dylan. Big old freak, Dylan. So you mean to tell me if I get pulled over one day, this is what's gonna happen to me? You know, we had to really take and re-educate. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, it don't go like that. That's Megan Thee Stallion, this and that, boom. But y'all, for the longest time, bro, just that's how we had to. He was like Megan Thee Stallion. We was like twerk cop. Oh, twerk cop. Okay, twerk cop. Twerk cop. Got it. That is funny. You see, y'all know that. So I think that's what we're gonna do, man. I think I'm gonna talk to the wife. I think that'll be cool to go back to school. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell him I want to go to school without the debt, though. You hear me? I don't want nobody's student loans, none of that. Sally Mae ain't gonna mess my life up. Got this good credit going. Sally Mae thinks she gonna pop up. No, I'm cool. My wife went to TSU. I think baby went to TSU for a little minute. You say PV will be mad at me, baby? But think about how many TSU shirts we'll sell, though. You hear me, boy? I'm gonna say I'm down, but I want to become an official vendor. How do I license? Yeah, we're gonna do business the right way. I want to license and go figure that part out. That's how you do good business. Then I'll just take online classes at PV. Hey, if Megan Thee Stallion can go to TSU and PV at the same time, I can too, goddamn. All right, man. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me, sitting through that whole interview. Some people jumped off. They don't even know they missed a whole bunch of good information. They don't know. All right, y'all, man. Finna get that work in. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us today. Great show today. We'll see you guys tomorrow, man. First thing in the morning. Can't forget before we get out of here, man. One time I just got hit.com, hit in her call 800. I got hit. SiennaSauce.com. Go online and make your orders today. And of course, orders are going out today. Rep the City brand. We have a few of the culture tees left. They are almost sold out. Jump online real quick and check and see if they got your size. We also have kid sizes as well. And again, Real Relationship Goals. If you need that couples coaching, Married at Crossover, BF.com. AM Wake Up Show, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Much